Howdy and aloha. Welcome to Mana Talk. The earth and you are ohana. We hope you stay and talk. So let's play the jingle. I think we're good. Let's see. There we go. Howdy and aloha. Welcome to Mana Talk. The earth and you are ohana. We hope you'll stay and talk. Yes, okay, bingo. Hello, everyone. Howdy and hello, everyone, and welcome to Mana Talk. It's a do-over. Anyway, on Mana Talk, we have people that come on. You have the mic. You can be presented. You can show stuff and talk about your feelings. No, not your feelings. Not your feelings. You can be passionate about what you're bringing to the table. Mana Talk is where people come on. We talk about political things mostly, stuff that is city, state, federal. We even talking about international things. We got people from all over the country and the world that stop by to voice their opinions about the craziness, usually, of the United States of America and abroad. It's a great forum for people to vent, to give out their perspectives, to talk about something that they're supporting or fighting, or something that really means something to them in their city, their state, or something like that. There's a lot of things. I'm green, if you can see through my YouTube channel. I'm definitely a Green Party person, and I just think they're the people that have been doing the right thing for a long time. They just haven't presented their message very well, or they've been doing the same message since 1984, and things have changed. It's time to stay up with the times. Things are moving quick. Let's get moving and grooving. So anyway, when you come on, be civil, be calm, be cool, be collective. We want to hear it. It's a good place to vent. But and it's also very therapeutic. But the thing is we want you to be cool and stay cool. That's it. Just be cool, stay cool, and everything will be fine. We do have some people in the galley, I call it, or the live chat that have wrenches, so they'll be watching it too. So don't get too crazy. Be cool, okay? Just be cool. Be nice. Be nice and cool. It's all about family. Ohana, brada. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so thank you. Yes, aloha, everybody. Ooh, okay, so yeah, somebody brought up today Susie Dawson. Fantastic. So I want to get right to that, because the reason I want to talk about her is, let me see. I just need to find it first. Here it is. Okay. All right. And there it is. So, as you can see, Susie Dawson, Truth About Julian Assange and WikiLeaks with Susie Dawson. She was on Redacted tonight in Lee Camp. Okay? This, from what I haven't read the whole thing. I've just read little bits and pieces of it that I've seen on Twitter and stuff. But from my perspective, she has done a very thorough job of putting forth the defense for Julian amongst all the rhetoric, amongst all the propaganda, amongst all the bullshit that they've slung at this man who's been a prisoner in a small home for years, because he wants to expose the truth. This is what's so amazingly, horrifically insidious about the rest of the fucking so-called free world. If you tell the truth, you will be imprisoned or killed. If you present facts, that could get you in a bad, or put you in a bad spot or a bad place. It's really horrendous what's happening to this, in my opinion, the greatest journalist of our time right now, definitely. For him to do what he's doing and taking the risk, and I heard that he's got really bad shoulder. He's needed a root canal for like 2.5 years. He can't. Jesus, let's just fix the man. keep this going. But what's concerning me the biggest about this, and I've got to tell you, what's concerning me the biggest about this is the changing of the guard. And the reason why I want to say that in regards to Susie Dawson is I don't know if that was in there. If anybody's read that, or if you've seen it, if anybody's read that or seen her huge article, it's more like a novel from what I'm hearing, or blog, I don't know. Is there a change of guard in case something happens to him? Is there something that's going to happen to where this information goes? Is it still going to be protected? Will there be a way for people to funnel that information to him if something does happen? Because the CIA, the FBI, every major intelligence outfit out there right now is just truly, he's going to he's pushing the buttons of, he doesn't care who it is. He just wants to expose what's going on. He's not working for the Kremlin. He's not working for fucking China. He's not working for Iran. He's not working for, whoever out there. He's just trying to expose what our current so-called journalists are supposed to be exposing. The truth. Facts. Doesn't come from anybody around here. The only person close to that right now, I think, is Ben Swan. Okay, the only person that actually has that, but he's not on any major news cable. He's got his own. He's got a little YouTube, and you guys got to watch it. I'll talk about that in just a second. But so here's the thing that I'm asking. Jean, hi Jean. Bob, I don't know. She was very serious and had bizarre explanation for everything. Who was bizarre? It's fan hipster reflection. Nobody really thinks the Earth is flat. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're talking about fucking flat earthers. It's careful with those people. Be careful with those people. I am not kidding. Be careful. Okay. So what my concern is look. I love Julian Assange. I like what it's just epic what this man is doing to try to bring forth the light, for us. But what is going to happen if something happens? I want to know, I don't know if anybody's asked that question of Susie. Susie, hey, you've done a thorough investigation on everything from every angle on what's going on with Julian and how everybody is trying to muffle and silence this man or basically just fucking kill him because Hillary wants to send a drone to his house. I'd like to send... Who wants to send a drone to Hillary's house? Somebody's raising their hand over here, Big fat drone. Oh, that woman was just a sick fucker. She needs to just go away and never come back. Hopefully, they'll prosecute her for something soon, hopefully. Or who knows. So that's the big question for Susie Dawson, if you're listening. And the article and everything is epic and fantastic. But I don't know, did somebody find out what are the steps, and if they have a backup plan, is there a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C, just in case? Because we need to know that information. We need that information to keep coming. It's sad there's only one fucking source doing it. That's the saddest part. There's probably many sources that are bringing information bit by bit, but when it comes to the data that gets sent to there. A second. I think he's the only one with that type of platform. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, thank you very much, Susie Dawson. Excellent job. What sucks is I sent her an invite to come on Monotalk. And a few other people out there. But, you can do what you can do when you can do it, like I always say. But I sent her an invite to come on Monotalk and grace us with her appearance. But now she's been on Redacted tonight, and I just think she's too fucking big for us. Maybe someday I'll be big enough to where people will actually pay attention. Because that's all I really want. That's all I really want is for people to pay attention. Just to pay attention to what we're talking about and what we're going over. All the people that come in here that have great information. If you want to know the real pulse of deep core true progressives and people that really care about their freedoms and care about their families and care about their jobs and care about their lives and care about their neighbors and their other states, and they care about the country and the world as, in a whole. This is where you come to find out where that's happening. And these people really give a shit. And I'm very fortunate that they come on, like Rainbow Boombox. Independent us, Dark Wizards controlled them. Won elections, Dark Wizards. Okay, so let me go back to this real quick. And I want to show you this. So Susie, outstanding work. If you ever have a chance just to grace us with your presence and come by, that would be fantastic. Boom, boom, boom. There she is right there. Let me see. There she is. There she is, Miss America. There she is, Miss America. All right, so the deep state definitely exists. Corbyn response rationally to Russian nerve attack and immediately smeared. You guys saw that on. I'm sure you guys have seen that. Jimmy Dore is always talking about this, and Jimmy, thank you very much. Ron Placone, great work out there. Miserable liberal, awesome, you guys. Okay, everybody's fantastic on that show, even the guys that come on. But yeah, just keep speaking the truth, Jimmy. But try to stay away from those Justice Dems that are just preludes to the Democratic Party. It's gonna suck when you have them on your show, and next thing you know, 2 or 3 or 4 terms down the road, they've changed and co-opted and turn neoliberal on you, and it could happen quick because they will show them the vault of money that exists. Anyway, so reality check. The CIA director says U.S. medals for good cause. Okay, so what this was, and I really want you. I love you guys. I can't wait till this movie comes out. Ready Player One, but we'll talk about that on Open Forum. Okay, so what's really cool about this? All right. Let's not leave them at that. Okay, that's okay. That's better. All right. So, what Ben talks about here, which I think is very important, and the reason why I'm going to say it's very important because he not only tells everybody that Russia. I mean, he just farts at it. It's like that Russia was this and that. He's just going to. It's not even a waste of my time because all the evidence that Russia was something that was colluded with the 2016 elections is totally bullshit. And everybody fucking knows it now. We've come to the determination that it's fucking bullshit. There was actually a segment on SNL that they were like, some guy was, I forgot it, the girl was playing Mueller and somebody else was playing somebody else, just like a girlfriend or something. And if you look at it on SNL, she's saying, I just don't have it. I'm sorry, I don't have anything for you. It's like they totally folded. And fucking SNL has been so neoliberal. Oh, those writers. George Carlin would be ashamed of every single writer. But, they're NBC, MSNBC. Same thing, it's the same thing, so what are you going to do? Anyway, so that's all been proven to be bullshit. But Ben Swan clearly states the last hurrah that Mueller did was these indictments to people that they'll never be able to indict. It's like, I'm going to indict you even though you live on Mars and you'll never be able to come here. But I'm going to fucking indict you. It's fucking stupid, man. Anyway, so that's not going to happen. And it was about them using some trolling company in Russia that barely did anything. Would the word corporate Dems go get money from Repubs in an attempt to revive the Dems unless they're in collusion in PA special elections? Want to talk with James? Why would corporate Dems get money from Repubs in an attempt to revive the Dems unless they are in collusion in the PA special elections? Pennsylvania? Right? Special elections? We'll answer that in a second. Anyway, that's kind of throwing me off, and it's easy to throw me off. So Ben Swan clearly talks about all the times that we have literally destroyed elections and assisted in assassinations and overturned regimes and just altered political outcomes blatantly blatantly, not even kind of trying to do it under the table. I mean, we're just going and fuck everything up. Next thing you know, their country's shit. Like 80 times. And then he pointed out a bunch of recent and new times that the United States, I mean, it's hitting me. And the more I hear and the more I research what I hear, because I'm looking at this is all public information. Everything that Ben Schwann just did today, and everything he's talked about today, okay, is public information. You can put the pieces together yourself. You can put the puzzle together yourself, okay, and find and know that this nation, as much as I love this country, and I was in the freaking Navy, I'm very proud of this country. But I'm not proud of its leaders. I'm proud of its people, the workforce, the 99%, but I am not in any way, shape, or form proud of its leaders. Decades ago, and even further than that, it's really sad, and it's coming up to the surface. Everything always floats up to the surface, man. Everything always, what comes around goes around. It always comes back and bites you in the butt. And it's coming. And this nation, if you ever want to feel and know the truth, We Are Changed, good show. I like that. Same progressive, kind of heavy, but you'll start to get it after you watch and listen and do your own research. Let the Madness Begin. Will and Mike, great stuff. Also, is my audio working? I hope it is. Of course, Jimmy Dore has a good show. Ron Placone, by the way, I didn't know he was doing his own little solo thing, right? He's got some great information when he comes on and he does some stuff. And I hope that, Ron, if you're listening or you're paying attention, you didn't hear the first show because my mic wasn't working. But I was kind of mentioning that I might have you on, and some of these people on the show would be totally ecstatic if you were to stop by. Ecstatic. Even if you just showed up in the chat, people go, oh my God, it's Ron Placole. Because Ron, I believe, I'm just going to say from me, that Jimmy has a great show, and he's got a lot of knowledge, he knows a lot of things. But divulging the information, what's that called when you, see, I can't even think of it because it's something that I'm trying to do right now. Okay, retrieving the information and being able to find it and bring it out. My fucking file monkeys suck, by the way. But you're just right there. You've got a lot of information, and it's really quick, and it's good to have. And you're great to have for Jimmy. You two guys you three, the three amigos on that show really make that show. It's great. And Jimmy does a great job, too. It's just awesome. Who else? Jamal Thomas from the Progressive Political Soapbox, or Progressive Soapbox. Holly Silliger does a great job out there for sure. There's a few others that I definitely watch, but Ben Schwann right now is back, and he's been back for like a month or so. And he's clearly stating that, sadly, what all these guys are stating, and a lot of independent, there's so many sources out there. There used to be dozens, now there's hundreds, and now there's thousands, and more people are starting to realize that this isn't the America that was presented or how it was painted to you when you were in elementary school. It's not the same. It's very it's kind of shameful, and it's kind of embarrassing, and we've got the wrong people in offices. We have people that are whores, political whores, for lobbyists, super PACs, special interests, like high money special interests, corporations, and the 1%, the elitists out there, like a handful of people controlling everything. Like George Carlin says, it's not a big club. It's actually a little club that controls pretty much everything, and they control these are politicians, or judiciaries, or executives, or judiciaries, and legislators and executives are marionettes. They're puppets. You know, and they don't give a shit about you. You don't have that control anymore. That's why I like the Green Party, because they're the ones saying, we're not corporate owned. We're not super PAC owned. We want to work for you. We're okay with the wage that pays us to be there to help you. You can put cameras where we are. We're not going to make backroom deals. You know? They're going to be so transparent, it's going to make you sick. And everything, what they're stating also is everything that they're discussing. When it comes to national security issues, of course, they got to be kind of careful, because we've made so many friends over the decades. You know, so many people just love the United States of America. No, not at all. We have made some fucking fierce enemies, and I'm telling you, we have to have security. Green Party. And I've got to tell you this. I know you want to take down these bases, but you have to do it strategically, or at least let everybody know that's what you're going to do. Okay, back to bench one. Yeah, so many friends. Okay, so this is really great, because what he's clearly stating, okay, Ben's clearly stating that we have colluded everything that we're saying, that everything that the DNC is saying that Russia did, or Putin did to Trump, did with Trump to Hillary, is what we've done forever. We've done this. He's stated, he's calling out. He's saying it's 80 times that it's happened, or something of that nature. And we've victimized 30. Here's the craziest fact. You know, here's the craziest fact I got to tell you. And I say this a lot, is out of the 240 years that we've been a nation, okay, 222 of those years we've been in some skirmish, some war. We've got our hands in this and our hands in that. Some of them probably for just cause, or maybe a valiant or whatever reason. But we have always been at war with somebody or someone or something, okay? And we victimized 37 plus countries and counting. Who knows who's next, right? And we've pummeled these nations just horrifically. And the result of that has turned into a staggering number of over 20 million people in the wars that we've been involved with. You know, whether it's them, us, whoever, it's just 20 million fucking people died. You know, nowadays what's really sad is wars become the new economy. Am I right? Am I right? What is that movie, War Dogs or something? Watch it. With that Seth kid and some other dude that played in the Fantastic Four. I don't know his name. But I think you know who I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, so it's becoming very embarrassing. It's becoming very alarming. At the same time, it's something that we definitely need to start fucking ramping down. We've got to make friends, you know? And of course, Rachel Maddow, the fucking super warmonger right now. Huge. The DNC is like super warmongers right now, especially MSNBC. Russia, so fuck Russia. I showed a video last night, and I'm gonna show it to you. I'll be off of here in a second. Let people. I showed this video last night. Anyway, good job, Ben Schwann. You guys check him out. He's fucking awesome. Also check out, of course, Lee Camp and Redacted tonight. Good stuff. Can't wait to see Ready Player One. Let me see. Where was that? Bump, 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 bump. Cloak and Dagger. No. It was... There's a new series coming out, Cloak and Dagger. I like watching these backyard brawls. You guys ever watch this? Oh, there's Rapacone. Checking you out, Rapacone. Nanny official trailer coming up. Sorry. Somebody got busted for 900 pounds. Where the hell is this thing? Oh, there it is. Okay, so what this is, okay, I'll show it to you, is this guy who faked his broken leg, not this guy. It's an RT British reporter, and, well, there you go, there's a lot of people there. This is Russia, Siberia. And there's a live event, and what happens is they all get in these bikinis, and they do all these, and they ski down the hill, and they all are together, and it's pretty crazy and pretty nutty. But the thing is what I'm watching. Okay, and I'll go. Let's.
Loca. On YouTube.
So anyway, this is the guy that started it.
Cool.
Oh, he meets this chick again afterwards in next year.
So you're used to it. You're used to it.
Okay. But, all right, I'll just stop there. Anyway. Oh, shit. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, who's this?
This is Chris. I just called your number off of your email.
Hey, Chris, I'm doing a show. How can I help you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to talk to you about shortening the 10 key values to 5.
Do you want to come on the show? I can send you a link.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, hold on. What's, are you on my Facebook?
I'll be up on Facebook in just a second.
Okay. All right, so I'll just keep doing my show. So, and I'll send you the... Okay. Chris who? I don't know who that was. Is this Chris? I don't know who that was. Anyway. Okay. Anyway. So you guys saw that, right? Did you see it? Or did I... Okay. So anyway, my crazy Russian blog, weird, wonderful stuff. What it is I was showing, I know I was showing a girl in a bikini. That's just where I stopped. But what happens is they're showing stuff that's going on in Russia. And it doesn't look like a seriously oppressed and like a really harsh environment. I know you hear a lot of things about other countries, that they're terrible and they're vicious and they're bad and communism is the worst thing in the world. But some people kind of like where they're at, and it's none of our fucking business to tell them how to live their lives or to fucking join God, and we'll talk about that later, right? And be a Christian and all this other stuff. Leave well enough alone. Pretty simple. Leave well enough alone. I think that's huge. So, anyway, it's just what I was showing you is that Russia's just a fucking country having a good time. They just want to have a good time. They just want to have a good time. I don't even know if I'm speaking with this Russian accent. But there's so many wonderful countries out there, and their culture is fantastic, and their food is awesome, and they dance cool, and they wear great bikinis, and they're just awesome out there. And the thing is we are just like the best. We're like, Trump is, we're the great, make America great, we're great. We're fucking not great. Not with these fucking supposed political leaders that we have now. We're not that great. We're not that great. We're not. We become somewhat, in my professional opinion, a third world country. And you know what? There are some third world countries that are just way better than our country, that are doing fucking awesome. They're fully green. They're saving the environment, doing the right things. Their political systems, like Iceland is the greatest example. 2008, like I was saying in my previous show, is on its way back. It's just my perception, because there's new laws coming now to protect and make sure that the banks get bailed out automatically now. They don't have to pass. It's just done. You fuck the country, you fuck the people, you screw up an industry, and now you're just saved again. So I see that coming, and that's the reason why they created S2155, and they passed it. I don't know how I remember that. But I see that coming. And the sad thing about it is they're not. It's not. It's not there to save you. The goal of the United States government is to protect its people. It's there to make sure that the people are taken care of and protected. And you have to have, at a certain point you've got to have some law and you have to have some order. But that's changed now too, tremendously. The police state has turned into a fucking. They're not SWAT teams. They're full on fucking SEAL Team 6s out there, and they have fucking tanks and stuff that they pull up to your house. If you've got a warrant for a parking ticket. It's fucking insane. But what I'm trying to say is the United States has been painting so many other countries out there in such a bad way. It's, stop. It's just, look, we know we're fucked up. You don't have to fucking try to sell us that shit anymore. Okay? Can we just stop? I'm just asking everybody. I'm not talking about the people listening here. If you're Dianne Feinstein and you're watching, just fucking stop. If you're Donald Trump and you're watching, just stop. Just fucking pull back. Just hold on now. You just came over here in California. There were no greens out there. Nobody fucking did a fucking thing while this guy is looking at all the 30-foot wall prototypes out there. There was like 8 or something of them. To build a fucking wall across the Mexican border. California, New Mexico, Texas. Right? Arizona. Right? Arizona? No. Yeah. So the thing is, it's just getting pathetic. Patriot Act, take away some of our rights. Obama, NDAA, take away more of our rights. Okay? Just fucking, I'm telling you, you want to stop doing this. Okay? Well, our last and only hope, I think, and my last and only hope, by the way, is the Green Party. And that's why I'm trying to help them. So I'm going to try, somebody just called because, Chris, let me just grab the invite, copy invitation. Here, I'm gonna throw it up. Anyway, everybody's welcome. Come on, there's some cool stuff on here. Steve, live dashboard. Let's throw this up there. Why did I always have that restream them up? Anyway, hold on. Anyway, you guys are all welcome to come on. Thank you very much. Do you guys have any questions in regards to me? It's always good to have a phone call during my show. And I'll put this on the Facebook in case somebody wants to. Okay. All right, so it's on my Facebook. I'll put it on my Twitter. So whoever wants to come up and come on, they can. That's okay. It's good with me. I can't. It won't allow me to do all that. So hang on. I can't do the dial-up right there. All right. Who is our first caller? Oh, hey, Snork. Snork from Iowa. How's it going, buddy? Yeah. So I got a phone call in the middle of my monologue. I sent an email. Okay, Rebel. You guys got to hear this. I sent an email out. And I think we can see everybody. Okay, good. To California Green Party and a few others in the Green Party. Let me just see. I think it was Chris that was calling me. Hold on. Truth. I don't know. Maybe Truth saw it. But let me see. Sent. I'm going to try to read this to you guys. Ready? Aloha all. This is to the Green Party of California and a few other people. And aloha. let's get to it. Regarding all the words upon everything with / the Green Party attempts to convey to the world and the world, and I'll start with this pamphlet. Oh, this is really small. Hang on. There's a pamphlet that was created. You know what? I'm just going to show you. Where is it? Right here. Right here. And this is the pamphlet. This is probably what they do all the time. I'm not sure. But I'm going to post it up real quick here. It'll be in the YouTube. Oh, that's what I wrote. You know, I'm going to post that up too. Wait, right? Just you can probably see all of it. Yeah, about right there. Okay. All right, so there it is. Boop, boop. Okay, so, and then, just a second, I'm going to find the pamphlet right there, and I can post that up, and it'll be in the YouTube as well. Okay, sorry. Oh, not that one. Don't! Oh, it won't pick up. That's interesting. So it won't pick up. Yeah, it'll pick up this, though. Alright, so I'll pick up that for sure. Chris. Oh, there's Chris. Chris. Okay. Alrighty, so I think you guys can see it now. No, you can't. Not yet. Hold on. I was just sending a thing to Chris. Just a second. Uno momento, por favor. Where is it?
It's in the YouTube thing. I can see it.
You can see it, but I don't think it's.
It's just not sharing in here.
No, I have to do that myself, but I'm looking for the. There it is, right there. Okay, you can. I'll put it also in the share here. Okay, there it is, guys. Okay, so what this is a pamphlet. You know, it says Green Party, People, Planet, Peace, over profit. Okay. And then it gets into the globally what they're talking about, the California Green New Deal, help us grow. That's good information. Green values, and it shows the 10 values, and the 10 values are there's a lot going on. We got ecology wisdom. You guys know what that is, right? Ecology wisdom. Doesn't everybody know what that means? No, you don't, of course. Social justice and equal opportunity. Everybody knows. I think you know that part. I'm okay with that. Grassroots democracy. Nonviolence. That's decentralization. Do you guys understand what that means? Decentralization?
Yes.
Okay. Community-based economics. That's fine. Feminism and gender equality. I think you could probably put that with social justice and equal opportunity. Did he get? I sent him that link. Where is he? Hold on. Okay. All right. I guess it's just not showing over there. Hang on. And then now it is. I think it's on the YouTube now. There you go. And a few other things. Future focused sustainability. I when I see these 10 things, I'm like, couldn't you narrow it down to 5? It's just me. It's just a lot of stuff and a lot of verbiage. So what I'm looking at here, and the reason why I sent that email to them, is there's just a lot of information here. If I'm telling somebody about my party, it's just a lot, you know. And I've gotten other pamphlets. It's just there's a ton. It's like a novel. Are you guys kind of getting me on that? You know, Rebel, you're muted. Sorry.
Is that online?
No, that's just for me. This is proof that they sent. They're going to be sending this out pretty soon. So, but anyway, and it's good stuff and it's good information. But I'd like to see it in a quicker, more like my thing is keep it simple, stupid. The KISS method. Snork knows that. Snark knows the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid, right? But when you have a lot of verbiage, young people are the future of the Green Party. That says it right there, right? Our major asset and source of great hope is the influx of young people into movements of social and economic justice and ecological wisdom. Young Greens fight the marginalization of youth in the United States. There's just a lot going on here. You've pretty much said what you want, and then you can put, it just seems like there's a lot. It's kind of short. Am I off here, or am I kind of making sense?
You're making sense.
Well, I mean, if somebody's handing me something and they want me to they're trying to sell me a product, right? And this, believe it or not, it's marketing, it's sales. When I'm getting somebody to buy what I'm selling them and I hand them a pamphlet, the reason why I'm handing them that pamphlet is I want them to, let me get back to here, to buy my product. And I want them, and the message that I'm giving them, oh shit, the screen has stopped for some reason. Oh, I know why, hold on. It's because it's on small right now. Stop share. That's what happens when I stop share.
That is a way better green too. I like that.
No, the green's cool, and I said let's make it more vibrant, stuff like that, which I think is important. I don't know if they're listening to me or if they just thought of it. But when I am selling something to somebody, it depends on what it is, right? If Snork is trying to sell somebody something that's intricate and detailed and it's mechanical, you've got to have a lot of details. You see what I'm saying? You got to have a lot of details. You got to kind of spell it out. Really, you got to be thorough, right? But when it comes to
sell something like that,
I'm sorry.
The details are in the back. It always starts with no more than one page to sell the whole thing, and then everything behind it gets a little bit bigger, and then if that's too much, it gets a little bit bigger, so that it goes through what's called a filtering system. That first person that makes a decision, yes or no, to go with it, you've only got a few seconds to sell them whether or not they're even going to read the rest of the page. So it's even the same thing with something intricate. You still sell it all on the first page. Details come later.
Exactly. Perfect. And I think that's exactly what I don't think I was going to say as perfectly as you, but what I'm saying is, you've got to get the hook message out first in sales. They call it the hook. So you hook them with, single payer for you. This is why you're donating. But instead, let's do this. Let's show them ecological wisdom instead, right? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about globally around the country. What the fuck? Young people are the future. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And then they talk about the green values. Is this is something you would hand? Honestly, this is something you would hand somebody, and this just hit me like a ton of fucking bricks. This is it right here. This is something you would hand somebody. I'll send you guys a link. Hold on. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it though. That's the thing. This is something you hand somebody after they're in the party. This is what you follow. Do you see what I'm saying? This is after you've been hired. This is your hiring packet. You see what I'm saying? When they want to first bring you in to the job, they have recruiters out there, and I know a couple of recruiters, right? One, she's looking for the Forest Fen treasure. We'll have to talk about that one night, but and she's really set, and I think she might even find it. This is amazing. But the thing is when you're trying to bring in new employees, you have to say, this is our pay. This is you're going to get full benefits, full coverages. These are your hours. Here are the bonuses. Here's the bonus structure. Here's the spiffs that we do. You'll be working. Give them the quick hook details on why the company's been around for a while. We've got great people to work with, and everybody's fun and excited. And then when you get there, it sucks usually, but but you got them in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what that pamphlet is to me is after you've been hired. That's something you would give somebody that becomes a delegate, somebody that becomes a council member, not a council, somebody that's on the party and the council or somewhere, within the party, to learn about the key values and stuff like that. To get them in, you've got to hook them. Hey, we're about single payer, taking money out of politics, infrastructure. We want, what are the stuff we fucking talk about all the time? We talk about all kinds of shit, right? All the great things. Yeah, we talk, no fracking. Let's go green. Monetary money, what is that called? MMT? I keep forgetting what that means.
Modern monetary theory.
Modern monetary theory. Modern monetary theory. Okay. You guys ever seen that movie, The House Bunny? What was that called? The House Mom? Or Frat Mom? I forgot them. It's a good movie. She had the remember thing. She was like a Playboy chick. And the house mother, I think it was, or something like that. But she was a Playboy bunny, so she became a house mother for this fraternity. But she was a Playboy bunny. But in order to remember people's names, she would say it in a really weird, deep voice. Anyway, I'll get up the movie some other time. But anyway, so what I'm saying is, if you're going to try to bring people in, you're going to pass this out. You got to hook them. Yes, we're for single payer, universal health care, full coverage. That would be huge. Full coverage, universal health care. Because people talk about no copays. Because Bernie did one with copays. That would fucking hook them. And that's what they want. But they're not saying, instead what we're talking about, what we're going to talk about is economic Bill of Rights, the Green New Deal, green transition. Instead,
I read that.
Yeah, all that stuff is totally worthy and fantastic and absolutely truly wonderful. But if you're passing this out to get somebody to learn more about you, or just to get them to have interest, to learn more, okay. What I said in my thing was, I'll just read it and you guys can listen. Okay, let's get to aloha. Let's get to it. Regarding all the words upon everything with / the Green Party attempts to convey to the world, and I'll start with this pamphlet, and I'm talking about the pamphlet I just showed you. Again, done perfectly by the CH and IT people first. This is a ton of information on a pamphlet for anyone to absorb. A ton. I'm sure a millennial with the attention span of an ant will enjoy cuddling up to that pamphlet at night. Do you guys think that's kind of funny? You think that's kind of funny? Okay. I mean, it's a lot of information. A millennial will look at that and just go, what the fuck is this? Okay, back in the 80s, floppy disk, Bon Jovi, E.T., were the in things. Sadly, we also had Reaganomics, Cabbage Patch Kids, and Milli Vanilli. Ugh. Let's fast forward almost 4 decades. AI, SpaceX, and faster than light information moving around us constantly. Most importantly, the 21st century of the U.S. politics has become a vicious, ferocious political atmosphere. The same atmosphere evolves through every single political cycle. So what I'm saying is, every cycle, they're changing things, they're changing the pamphlet, they're changing the platform. I'll get to that in a second. With such little resources, we're talking a very skimpy budget and a lack of human bodies, the Green Party can only do our very best to compete with these two monolithic marketing juggernauts. In parentheses, I put my favorite 2 terms, the Dumbocrats and the Republicans, of course. The same 2 parties that continue to abuse, trample, rape, and pillage our villages day by day. We have to do every single thing within our resources to gain favor from our prospective audiences, to be plausible, to show worth and value from as many U.S. voters as possible. That is the only way we can be productive to obtain support, funding in the years ahead, and ultimately get Greens in offices and filling seats, right? Isn't that our most major goal, instead of being Greenpeace, instead of being Mothers Against Drunk Driving, or a group just trying to educate the masses on how to behave to one another? Yes, it's important to be informed, but I'm very sure we can do far more by getting into those seats and offices first. Then we can have lab classes for everyone. Seats first. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Am I making sense, you guys? I think I'm kind of making sense. Now that I'm part of this Ohana / and I'm talking about being part of the Greens. Now that I'm part of this Ohana family, I'll shoot it to you guys straight. Don't take it as a jab, but it is all about how we are perceived, how we brand, how we stamp as many as possible with our impressions. Are they too long and drawn out? Am I inclined to say, yeah, damn right they are. I don't think I know that we need to be more concise and to the point. Bullet points for our 10 commandments / their 10 key values, thus simplifying their message. This question may put most of you off, but does there need to be 10 key values? Can we just kind of consolidate and do 5 so people can fucking remember it? I didn't say that, but anyway. I get it. I get it. The premise and the vision were all there at that particular time. 1984-ish is when the Green Party started, by the way, everybody. And they came up with all these pillars and all these things. They added all this stuff, right? So in our nation's history, and people in those days actually had time to sit and read their favorite books. I'm kind of referring to this pamphlet. However, time moves on. Time moves on quicker than ever before. Nations and their cultures evolve, and I believe we should, and I believe we should, along with it. The Constitution has been amended 17 times due to the growth of our still very beautiful and fantastic nation, a nation that I'm still going to stand with and support. But the Dumbocrats and the Republicans, I'm talking about the legislators, judiciaries, and executives, not the voting republic, have altered their information. Have altered dozens of foundational aspects of their verbiage, along with the print of their party platform, their mission statement, their values, folkways to fit their target market, which still is the U.S. voting republic. And I don't think I wrote that right. Have altered dozens of foundations. Yeah, they're getting it. And even their bylaws, but that's a whole nother tub to scrub. With attention span shortening from hours to seconds, maybe we should rethink and millennialitize, I say it, which I abbreviated into MILTS. When you millennialitize, you're miltzing it. You're MILTS. It's MILTS. Our brand, message, and our vision to fit the times. Am I kind of making sense, guys? I mean, the DNC and the Republicans, they've changed their messages over and over to fit what they need to do to go after those people. Am I correct? They have. They haven't kept it the same way for dozens. Hey, Jacob, how you doing? Give me a second. I'm almost done. You see what I mean? You know what I mean? They've gone after their target market with the right verbiage that they've needed to get, the hooks that they needed to have to get that vote. They're not trying to tell everybody how to behave and what to do. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to attract rather than teach. You can teach later. You see what I'm saying? Are you listening to me, Jacob? That's something you might want to listen to. Okay. But what I'm saying, but you see what I'm saying? So a good part of what I'm saying here is this question may put most of you off. Wait. See, I get it. The premise and the vision were all there at the particular time in our nation's history, and people in those days actually had time to sit in favorite book. However, times move on. Nations and their cultures evolve, and I believe we should, along with it. The Constitution has been amended 17 times due to the growth of our still very beautiful country and the nation I'm still standing to support. Both the Democrats and Republicans have altered dozens of foundational aspects of their verbiage, along with the print of their party's platform, their mission statements, their values and folkways to fit their target market, which still is the U.S. voting republic. So what I'm saying is, they've got to evolve. They've got to shorten it up. Millennial or milts it. Shorten up the message. So Jacob, this is good for you because I know you're pushing a narrative. You want people to be involved before they even think about going to the polls, and you want the candidate to already be committed to voting and supporting what the group that supports him together will already do. That's it, right?
Right.
Right, yeah, pretty much. See, I just said that real quick and I was done. That's it. Done. So if the KISS method is always, keep it simple. So that's the thing I sent out to everybody in the Green Party in California. It's just too long. What do you think about that, Rebel?
I want to go back to your thing about Russia people and how they don't look oppressed and all that. I toured for 2 months with the band about 5 years ago.
Right.
And they were born, raised, and live in Russia. And there's 5 members. And I was a fill-in singer for them. Mm-hmm. And they absolutely love it there. They respect Putin. Oh. And then I got several other friends that born and raised there. And they just think we're crazy, trying to say it's so oppressed. It's got its factions like all countries do. Right. But the general overall, no, they're pretty happy.
Yeah, they're having a good time.
Excellent. Well, it looks like the event's starting.
When I watched that video, thank you all for listening to my thing about the Green Party, but Chris is supposed to come on here and talk about the 10 pillars or whatever that fuck it is. But if you look on here, I'm going to show you this. This is fucking just awesome. Tell me these people aren't having fun, right? I'm going to show this to you here. Tell me these people aren't having fun. And just tell me their country's fucking bad and terrible and evil. I want you to tell me right now.
Okay, we've seen this.
No, wait. No. I'm showing you the better part. Okay, I know, sorry. Well, this is a good part still, but what I'm saying, but see all these people, they're having fun, they're on the slopes, they're cruising around. This is like something you'd see at Mammoth Mountain. People they do this at Mammoth Mountain. They all get together and go down in bathing suits and stuff like that, right? But anyway.
I'll get my videos out with
anybody that travels already knows all this stuff. This is basic.
Yeah, but see the thing is, Jacob, you're totally correct. But what I was saying is, and Rebel and I are just kind of adding to, is the U.S. and the mainstream media paints other countries so horrifically, like they're evil and they're bad and they're like.
But of course they're going to do that. Who owns the mainstream media?
Yeah, no.
Well, I've known people that.
So of course they're going to do that. Why are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised. I'm just saying. I'm telling my audience, and the audience may not be aware of that fact. Is that
I actually know, like, no politicians, no media, and there's some people that come back and tell the lie because they were just disgruntled or whatever. So it's not just the media, we've been raised in this country to not trust them.
Yeah. Hold on, just real quick. The biggest problem I got is that they allow it. That it still happens. It's like there's no cap, there's no law, there's no oversight, there's no accountability in regards to MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, and all these other news sources out there that have this narrative that they constantly use, and it's terrible. And there's nothing to. They could just. It's like. Go ahead.
We're earning the title Russian bots now.
Yeah, we are. Go ahead. Sorry, Jake. Go ahead, man. It's just they need to. There has to be. I don't know if you want to make a law like you have to be honest, but if you have to retract your information like at least 20 times a week, maybe you should be punished or maybe you should get like fined or something. You know what I mean? I mean, look at Rachel Maddow right now.
Who in their right mind, right, listens to the mainstream media? Obviously, the only people that are doing
70% of the
are
country.
Yeah, okay, so those people are ignorant, and so they have to be educated as to who owns the mainstream media, what is their agenda, okay?
Yeah.
Once they understand that, then you finish with it. You're done with it.
Yeah.
Okay, you find alternative sources, independent, unbiased, and it's simple. And then this happens very quickly. I mean, so people are living like in some kind of past, archaic, old kind of framework from the 50s or something in regards to Russia. I mean, I don't know if you remember, it used to be the Russians are coming. I used to worry about that when I was a kid. The communists are coming.
And cover.
Yeah.
Right?
I was raised in a really multicultural, all grown up.
I lived in Canada for a while. That's probably why I'm so fucking cool.
You're funny.
So I think we have to let people know, right, about alternative media, okay? So that they stop watching the mainstream media and start watching the alternative media so that they get more accurate information.
But not
That's a simple procedure.
Yeah, but not a lot out there, Jacob. I'm telling you, they got to be careful. I will type in certain things to watch, and there's tons of people like us on the show. You're very, you're a critical thinker. You've got some good information. You're totally making sense on every front, bro. It's awesome to hear you. But here's the thing. I can type in the things that you're kind of talking about in the search on YouTube, and next thing you know, I'm watching somebody about fucking flat Earth. You see what I mean? So what I'm saying, you don't believe in flat Earth, do you?
No.
Okay, just want to make sure.
I have a science. I have a science background.
Of course, I can kind of tell. It's kind of obvious. But the thing is it's easy to get lost on YouTube. And in Facebook and in Twitter.
No, but that's why you, as the well-informed neighbor, right? Yeah. You list the alternative sources, and then you give them to other people. Say, here, go here. You're going to get more accurate information here.
Yeah, but it's not from a Christian, though.
What's that?
But it's not from a Christian person. That's the problem.
What do you mean, not from a Christian person?
Well, there's people that are very close to what we're talking about. They're almost in line with a lot of things that we talk about. But in order to be on their show, in order to believe them, you have to know the Word of God.
Well, I do.
I'm not.
No. You know what I'm saying?
Are you talking about Christians that you're talking to?
Whatever religion. I'm talking about any religion. They have to. There are shows also that are right with us, but then they'll say, and then God says in Corinthians 4:62, and then they bring that up.
Revelation.
And then they talk about Ezekiel or whatever, and they just talking about, and they have to add religion to it because then it I guess it's better or it's more truthful now. To them.
It validates.
It validates them. It's perfect, Rebel. So the thing is that's where it kind of falls off the track for me.
No, but that's why I created Jacob's Ladder, right? Because see, everyone is.
I want to. Can I put that up real quick? Give me the what's it called?
Well, that's where I was asking you. Where can I send you, like my pages? I have 6 pages.
In the live chat.
But it won't fit.
No. In our chat, my live chat, you should be able to stick to.
Just there, down below.
Yeah, right here. You know where it says chat in the Zoom.
Right.
That you're in.
Right.
Just open that up, and you can cut and paste in there.
But there's no limit.
No, you can put dude. You can put whatever you want in there. Buddy.
Oh, okay. Let me do it now. Let's see.
But you guys get what I'm saying, right? You start going into YouTube and you start typing stuff in, you start listening to stuff, and next thing you know,
oh, there it is.
You're. I mean, I was just watching somebody the other day that was on point with what we were talking about the shootings and stuff like that. It's bullshit and all this other stuff, right? Right? And then the next thing you know, he starts talking about lizard people.
You know what I noticed? Being an atheist, and I'm positively okay with my atheism. It's like comfortable in my own skin.
Right.
I just let them. And then the more you just let them, the quicker they quit doing that. And then you can start redirecting it back to the core that you both. I just don't get uptight over it because I'm okay with my own. It's not going to kill me. I'm not like some atheist where they have to just totally be mean about it, you know?
Yeah.
Those type of people are not, they're not grounded in their atheism when they are like that.
You know who's pretty brutal is God's favorite atheist.
Yeah, I don't respect her. She's the one that puts a bad name to atheists.
Yeah.
That's why
It's like it's like she'll call you a complete moron, an idiot, an asshole, a fucking loser. You know, it's sometimes I think maybe I'm out, but I've kind of heard her go out pretty heavy on people. But the thing is it's just like Jacob said. You know, their ignorance. When I'm saying you're ignorant, it just means that you're not informed as much as I am on a particular topic, or you're just not as informed. But people take. That's a heavy word sometimes.
And I'm vice versa. There are things that I'm ignorant of.
Yeah, and it could be both ways. Absolutely. Did you
we're
put it up there
so arrogant to think that we're not ignorant on anything, we're going to turn people off. You know what I mean?
Okay. That's a lot of stuff. Where should I go first? I'm going to post it. Jacob, where should I go first?
Well, I was trying to give you the steps, but it won't take. So I guess there is a limit to how much you can put. Did you see step 1, step 2? You don't see that, right?
I haven't been into anything yet. No. At the first one is the top one. It says Facebook Jacob.Solis.
Right. That's my profile page. But if you want to, where people need to start is at total enlightenment. Meaning you have to free the mind first,
where do I
which
go
takes
first?
90 minutes.
I'm going to show it. So where am I going?
At total enlightenment now, right below, all below, where it says, here are my groups, down below.
Total enlightenment.
Right.
All right. You like that? Want us to do a theme song for you? We can do those.
But by the way, there's a limit. So how? Maybe if I break it up into pieces and then I can send it.
I'm looking for the total enlightenment. I don't know what the hell that is.
Step 1, step 2, because I did it in steps, so you can understand.
I don't see anything that says total enlightenment. I just see JFK assassination. I've got forecast predictions and.
No, keep scrolling down to groups. Here are my groups.
No, I'm trying to open up the link. What link am I opening?
It's the last one called Total Enlightenment Now.
It just says groups. Got it.
Oh, okay. So maybe it cut off.
Okay.
Here, I'll send it again. Here, I'll do it again.
Does it have a bunch of dead kids?
Here, look. Oh, wait a minute. That didn't work.
Is this the one that has dead children on it?
No.
What is that?
Hold on. I'm going to send it. I created. Okay, let me explain it to you. Okay.
No, just tell me where the link, Jacob. I want to post it. Where I want to go there first.
Let me explain. There's 6 pages, each dealing with a separate topic, and then there are 2 groups. One is called Creating a Wonderful World. Okay, that has to do with taking over the city and implementing the solutions. And then Total Enlightenment Now has to do with freeing your mind. Okay. So let me just send you that because apparently you're not seeing it. I see it here in front of me. Did you get it now? I just sent it. It's at the bottom, total enlightenment now.
Okay. Ah, I see that.
Yeah, if everything is the links, if you go to my timeline, Jacob Sabat, that's the first link.
I'm putting on
Everything
YouTube
there on the timeline, and that will then hook you up with all the other pages and groups. But I wanted to send you the steps, but the steps are in creating a wonderful world. It's the first pinned post. That's my proposal. Okay. So if you go to creating a wonderful world, it's the pinned post. It's the post at the top, and click on that. That will just give you the proposal. And I list it in steps, step 1, step 2, et cetera, et cetera. Right. So you get an overall idea of what am I talking about? See?
What the hell are you talking about? Okay, no.
Okay. Basically, it comes down to this, right? Yeah. We know the way the world is today, and then we have a vision for the way the world can be, which we all have. It's all the same: love, peace, joy, creativity, truth, et cetera, et cetera. So the question is, how do we get from where we are today to that place in practical steps? And that's what I've outlined in my proposal. How do we do that?
Okay. Sounds interesting. So are you the leader of the group, or how does it work?
No, there's no leader. I mean, each of us is the leader.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is my proposal. I created this group, but it's so that we can all get together and begin.
So, like self-enlightenment, do I need to purchase anything like tapes or videos from you?
No, I listen. The situation is so dangerous in the world. There's no time for any of that. And that's why I created it so that it only takes 90 minutes. Okay? So in less than 90 minutes, I'm saying that if you follow the instructions, in less than 90 minutes, you will be totally free. Your mind will be totally free. And then I better not say anything more. You'll find out for yourself.
I'm going to surprise myself. I like that.
Yeah, because whatever I say is an abstraction. It's just words, ideas, concepts. I want you to actually live it. You get it?
Right. I put it in the live chat for people to check it out.
All right.
Do you have a Twitter page as well, or just Facebook?
Yeah, the Twitter. I shouldn't have.
Because a lot of these young folks, Jacob, they're all about Twitter. Just telling you.
Yeah, I have a Twitter.
Just telling you, buddy.
Let me get it for you.
All right. It's always good to have something new and different and something that could help. I'm always into that.
Okay, this is my Twitter.
I created a thing called Tetra Life or like Monotalk stuff, but I am the leader of that. I'm the leader.
What is that about?
No, I'm kidding. It's just it's if you've heard of Huna, it's what the Hawaiians of ancient times used to practice. It was just a way of like it's like affirmations, just affirmations, like talking. You know when you hear Serena Williams talking to herself. God damn
right.
it.
Yeah, but that's just all you're doing. Yeah. All you're doing is reprogramming your brain. You see, the brain is already programmed, right? And you're just reprogramming it. So you're just substituting one program for another program. But every program is limited. Right. So in order to get to the infinity, in order to know what love is, in order to live it, okay, in order to know what ecstasy is, joy, okay, the brain must be completely free. Free from the past, free from the known, free from the future, the present, everything. It must be free. Otherwise, there's no love. There's no peace. There's no joy. There's no creativity.
Really?
There's no truth. All those words, by the way, are just different words for the same state of being.
Okay. Free.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sure enjoying my life the way I am.
Well,
yes.
I
So
like
you're
that stuff. I
enjoying your
like those
life
words.
as
Those are good
thought
words. I
has
like all your words. You've got good, great words.
right. Don't, meaning like when someone says I've experienced love, right? What they mean is that the program has made an image, a definition of what love is, which is limited,
Right.
and then says I've experienced that, or joy or peace.
Right.
In other words, it's not the peace and love and joy that I'm talking about, which I'm pointing to. I'm pointing to a love that's infinite. The love and peace and joy that we've experienced is limited. You get it?
I'm getting you. That's huge.
And I'm saying there's a love that you've never experienced, that you've never lived. There's a joy, there's a perception, a perceiving, a feeling you've never felt in your entire life. You may have lived 50, 60, 70, 80 years. You've never touched it. You've never lived it, I mean.
Unless we
Hey,
go
everybody,
through.
wait. Hand check.
Oops.
Everybody, hand check.
But here's the good news.
Rebel, hand.
The
both
good
hands.
news.
Rebel, both hands. Okay, there you go.
The good news is it doesn't take time. This is the good news.
It only takes 90 minutes. 90 minutes.
You were ready when you were at least 13 years old. You've been ready since the day you were born. You've been ready. But let's say at least 13, since the age of 13. Okay. What does that mean? That means since you were 13, you've been wasting your life. You've not been living. You've been existing. You've been functioning. You've been living in a virtual reality bubble invented by thought, which is the response of memory. Right, so you're a bundle of memory. So you haven't lived love, peace, joy, creativity, ecstasy. You don't know what it is, except you only know your imagination of it, what thought has said it is. That you've experienced. But that's the past, and it's limited.
Right. Yeah.
It's not the real thing. Remember the commercial, the real thing, Coca-Cola,
that's
blah, blah, blah.
That's the real thing. Coke
right.
is, yeah.
So look at the beauty of it. The beauty of it is that you can find out if this is true or not true in less than 90 minutes.
What if it takes like 94 minutes? Am I going to miss out?
No. This is a rough number, right? Meaning it could take 15 minutes.
Well, I flunk.
It could take 2 hours. In other words, I suggest people. I say, look, it shouldn't take you more than 90 minutes, right? There's no reason it should take you more, but it may. But I'm saying, really, it's up. See, this thing happens faster than the speed of light. Okay, so it's not about time. It has nothing to do with time. It's like when you jump out of an airplane. It may have taken you time to get in the plane, get up to 33,000 feet or whatever, and jump out the plane. Okay, that took time, but it takes no time to jump. It's like that's an analogy that I'm painting. You get it?
I think I'm kind of getting No, but here's the thing. There's a lot of stuff. I don't know if there's stuff like that that's similar. When I was saying like, affirmations, like who used to do that on SNL? That one guy, Al Franken.
Oh, yeah.
Al Franken used to go, "I'm smart enough, I'm good enough, and gosh darn it, people like me." Right? And then he fucking became a congressman that fucked around and grabbed girls' boobs, but whatever, that's stupid. But he became a neoliberal Democrat, started voting for everything that, made
What's his name?
Made him money. Al Franken. Okay, but
Al Franken.
So what I was saying is the ancient Hawaiians used to use affirmations to talk to what they called their primal self. They had three selves. They had the high self, was kind of like the spiritual self. They had the mid self, which was like the cognitive me and you talking now self, and then they had the primal self. And then me, being a genius that I am, I invented the nothing self.
The no mind.
No, the self that you can't do anything with. I mean, if you claim you know everything and you can get to where you need to be better than everybody in the world, then you know. I mean, you see what I'm saying? It's almost like you're done. It's like is there any more journey? I mean, am I going to find total happiness in 90 minutes and I don't need anything in the world? No, because see, this is what
you're not gonna find happiness.
I'm not finished. I'm not.
You're
finished.
You're gonna be happy.
I'm too happy sometimes.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. But see, but the side that I kind of witness is it's like a tetrahedron. A tetrahedron is a four-sided triangle, right? So you've got the primal self, the high self, the middle self, and then there's a side. Just like when you're looking forward, you can't see behind you. You got to put it behind you. You know, get behind me, Satan. Get behind me, Satan. Get behind me. See, right? So it's the side you can't do anything in. So you leave it in God's hands, or you leave it in Allah's hands, or you leave it in fucking whatever deity or idol you want to fucking worship. But it's something you can't have control over, and that is part of life. We can control certain things, but we can't control everything.
What's your name again?
Or can you? Or what you're saying is with your program and your system, you can have that kind of control. Is that what you're saying?
Excuse me. What's your name again?
Jesus, fuck, Jacob. James with Monotalk. It's my show's right here on the top.
Okay.
James. If you ask me again, I swear I'm going to boot you out of here. I swear.
James, who are you?
Who? I am a.
Meaning, who's
I'm a
talking
human
to me?
being. Huh?
Who's talking now? I'm saying that the program is talking, and the program is saying, I believe this, I think that, blah, 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 right? That's the program.
Oh, we're like the Matrix? Are you saying we're like the Matrix?
Yes, it's very much like the Matrix. The tricks of thought. Thought is tricking you all the time.
Remember that part with Keanu Reeves going backwards? That was awesome, right? That was awesome,
I love the Matrix. It's very good. Yeah. Now, in the Matrix, Morpheus tells Neo that past the age of 29, it's dangerous to take people out of the Matrix. Now, that was in the movie. What I found is it's more difficult after about 18. The critical time is between 13 and 18. That's when they have the most potential, let's put it this way, when it's the easiest. It's always easy, but when in the mind's eye, it's the easiest. As you get older, you become more invested in the self, and the self then becomes protective and very it's into defending itself. So whereas people have less invested when they're younger. But it's always easy. Whether you're older or younger, it doesn't matter. It's always easy. It's just the illusion of difficulty. There's an illusion of, this seems more difficult. But it's always the same for everyone.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go check out your 90 minutes, dude. I'm gonna see what happens. If I come back here and I'm floating, guys, I'm out of here. I'm just going to float to another universe, time, space. Will I be completely free? Because what it is about in this, according to the way the world works that I know it, there's a great song. Joy and pain, sunshine and rain. You guys ever heard that song?
I didn't hear that one, yeah.
Okay, I'll play it. It's like it's a good dance song. Anyway. Joy and pain. It's a fucking awesome song. But anyway, it's good to dance to.
Well, pain is a part of life, but suffering is not.
Okay. All right. So
yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying, are we going to talk about this the whole time? Because I get it.
Okay. No, the other thing I want to discuss is the creating a wonderful world. So the creating a wonderful world is about, my idea is this, and this is just my proposal. I'm not saying it's the only one, but my proposal is to start where you live. Take charge of where you live, from the mayor to the council to the congressional seats, and then make your city a model of what's possible for the rest of the world.
Ah, that's fucking great. That's a great idea.
And then it spreads.
Go ahead, Bob.
You know, let it spread.
Go ahead,
After
Bob.
Jacob, Bob, go ahead.
My city is full of Republicans that want no part in what I am aspiring to. So I don't think that's a very, good model for me. That's all.
What? Wait, say that again, because you were kind of faded there.
I'm sorry. I said my city is full of Republicans, so they want nothing to do with any of the agenda that I'm forwarding.
Bob, where you at? Bob, where you at?
I live like 60 miles northwest of Chicago in a county that voted against FDR. So I don't really have much of a choice.
Are you Round Lake?
Crystal Lake.
See, in
Henry County.
Yes. So what Bob's saying is, when it comes to implementing certain things, there's going to be obstacles out there that maybe some people have a harder time overcoming. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but you can help. He can help the people in Chicago take over the city, even though he doesn't. Maybe he's not in that jurisdiction, but there's ways of helping. You can help participate in the takeover of Chicago. You get it?
Yeah. Little things you can do. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Even a teenager who's not eligible to vote, even a teenager can participate in the political system.
Uh-huh.
There's many ways to participate.
I like that. I'm joining your group, by the way. Here's your question. Why would you like to join this group?
Let me ask you a question.
Because Jacob's awesome.
Let me ask you a question.
I just put that.
I don't know if I brought this up before, but in the election last year, in 2016, in the primary, Democratic primary between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, let me back up. What is the electorate in the United States? Meaning those that are eligible to vote. How many people? First of all, wait, let me back up again. I'm sorry. How many people in the United States? There's 330 million people, roughly, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, of that 330 million, 222 million are eligible to vote. Now, of that 222 million, 90 million are between the ages of 18 and 34. That's the youth vote, okay? 90 out of the 222, 90 million are between 18 and 34. Now, in the election between Hillary Clinton in the primary, in the Democratic primary between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, how many of the 90 million of the young people came out to vote in the Democratic primary? Does anybody know the answer?
Could you? What's the question? What's the question again?
How many of the 90 million between 18 and 34 came out to vote in the Democratic primary between Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton? Does anybody know? Take a guess.
57.
57 million?
Okay.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm
asking.
Yeah, 57.
Okay,
million.
anybody else?
12 million. 12 million.
12 million. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay, you know how many came out of the 90 million? Only 4 million came out. 2 million voted for Bernie, 1 million voted for Hillary, and 1 million voted for Trump. This was the Democratic primary. Now, go to the general election. In the general election between Hillary and Trump, how many of the young people, again, the 90 million between 18 and 34, came out to vote?
57.
12
He
million.
says, what's that?
12 million. I like that number.
12 million, yeah.
My son's
Actually,
uniform is 57 with his football team. That's why I'm saying 57.
Okay. Actually, it was about 50%. So it was about 45. It was about 45 million. 45 million. Now, imagine if 90% or 80% of the young people came out to vote, both in the primary and in the general election. It's game over.
Well, part of the problem was that a lot of states had closed primaries, and a lot of states had primaries where you had to register 9 months before the primary was in whatever, the Democrat. So I get what you're saying, but
yes, but
I
those
think a lot
numbers,
of it, but when Bernie was, but you got to take in consideration how many people weren't allowed to vote for Bernie that wanted to vote for Bernie. So, I mean, the numbers, I get your numbers, but they're skewed a little bit, though.
Yeah, but that's the individual responsibility, meaning they have to be responsible to listen. The election system is set up with lots of obstacles, right? So it's the responsibility of each citizen to know all the little games, meaning, like, for example, in New York City,
How about we just make it so we don't have to go jump through those hoops?
Yeah, but
get through those obstacles.
But once we get in, right? Once we enter the seats of public service, we're going to change the whole laws. We'll make it easy. We'll make it so that you don't even have to go to a voting booth. You do it on an app using blockchain technology. Oh yeah, it's very simple.
It's not.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely simple. Do you know what the one problem is? The one problem is human selfishness, apathy. It's a sense of disempowerment. It's a sense of I don't care. It's a sense of no, I'm only one person. I don't count. That's the biggest stumbling stone. We have the solutions. Everything is simple. If everybody said right now, let's do this, it can be done. The only thing that's blocking it is people saying, no, it can't be done, or I don't care. It doesn't affect me. Why should I bother?
Yeah. It's true. I mean, nothing you're saying is false right there.
Yeah. So
I think you gotta I love the energy. I love the vision, but you really gotta focus on how you're gonna get people there, because I don't think you got that part of the equation yet. I get all the rest of it, and it all makes perfect sense. It's all wonderful, and I love it. But how do you get them there?
About.
I'm going to tell you.
What's the hook? Give us the hook pitch, man. Give us the hook pitch. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Let's begin the conversation, because this is a conversation, meaning I don't say I have all the answers, right? But I can propose things, and then we can have a conversation about it, and then learn together. We're going to learn from each other, right? So, but what I propose is to mentor, starting with your family, starting with your friends, starting with your acquaintances. Begin there and begin to mentor. That means take them under your wings, and they're your responsibility. Now, whether that's 10 people or 5 people or whatever, 3 people, whatever you can handle, that's your job. Your job is to find X number of people who don't give a damn. They don't give a damn about politics, about what is happening in the world. And your job is to turn them around, not only wake them up, but get them excited about getting involved, about learning, of course, becoming well-informed, and then participating. Okay? That's your job. You get it? So whether it's one person, 3 people, that's your job. Now, also I left out one part.
I have a lot of rich friends that are very happy with the system that they're in. What do you suggest I do?
I would talk to everybody and try to reach them, reason with them, have a conversation, have a relationship first, right? Connect with them, let them connect with you, and then begin the conversation, the dialogue. Okay, help them to break through.
That's what I'm going to do. Jacob. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go hang out at a party, and I'm going to bring you with me and let you start talking to everybody. But I'm going to let you know right now, I don't have your back. You're on your own.
Dude. I'm just the way you talk. No, the way you talk, man. A lot of people are going to be really turned off really fast.
No,
that's my concern. No, I agree with what he's saying. But
he's from New York. Where are you from, Jacob?
Excuses.
He's from Manhattan. If he was talking to everybody in Manhattan,
don't use excuses. His delivery system is arrogant. It's pushy.
It is arrogant. That's true.
You act like you talk like you think.
Yeah, you
you've
talk
got it
like you're
all
God,
together.
dude. Honestly, you talk like you're the all-knowing person out there.
It may sound that way only
No.
because,
No, it's
right?
No.
if I were to read
No, no,
what
you
you're
don't.
saying, I think I'd have a better time with it. I'm
Again,
just saying
Yeah.
when you're talking, you're talking down to people like we don't get it.
That would-
I've heard all this shit before. Honestly,
right.
everything you're
Well, that's
saying.
good. I
I've
don't
been
see. I
through
don't
it.
know you guys, so just say,
Yeah, so
I
I'm
get
just saying,
it.
super talk to us like you don't know us, like, or is this? I hope you don't talk to people like this when you're like getting to know you.
Well,
getting
I
to
guess I'm
know
assuming a
all
lot.
about you.
For example, I'm assuming you guys know a lot already. So I'm talking to you on that level.
That's the mistake you're making, is that you're assuming we know a lot according to what you think is a lot.
Yeah, I'm assuming. So you can correct me. You can say, we really don't know what you're talking about. We'd
No,
only spend an hour a week studying.
It's
I don't want to
not
have to
that.
correct you, Jacob. I'm just going to give you a hot tip. Ready? When you're trying to sell something, the first 2 or 3
I'm not trying to
seconds.
sell anything.
Yeah.
Listen.
With the first 2 or 3 seconds is your hook, and if you don't have them, then you're probably not going to get them later. I'm just saying. So,
But by the way, I
everything
agree
you're
with
saying.
that.
It makes good sense. But the biggest thing is just it's okay. Just kind of be,
Chill.
And are you talking to us or are you talking to the screen? Because you're looking somewhere else. What are you looking at?
Because my big monitor is here, but my camera is over here.
Yeah.
So I'm looking right at you now.
Yeah, no, look me in the eye. Look over here.
Okay.
Look over
Yeah.
here. I want you to talk to me. Say, hey, Jim, how you doing, buddy? Say,
yeah, how you doing?
Hey, he goes, that's better, right? You get a nice, big, friendly smile, right? Hey, man, good to see you. So what's going on, Jacob? How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. I'm in heaven.
That's nice. Are you going to start singing, I'm in heaven, right? You going to start singing that song? No?
I can dance, too.
Okay, no, we don't want to see that. It's okay.
One of the things I do is I promote parties, underground parties in New York City.
Ooh.
Like raves?
Underground.
Raves, psytrance.
Dude, Jacob, you're my new
Burning
best friend.
Yeah.
If ever I'm in New York, dude, I'm calling you.
See, I'm
know
telling you
what
guys,
the
there's
rave
there's
is.
more about this guy than I could feel that a long
Yeah,
time
that's
ago.
messed up.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is totally cool. See, now you're talking to us.
Yeah, since 19.
See, real talk. Real talk.
I entered the scene back in 98.
Wow. Hey, what was that movie with Michael Myers? 58, 54?
Club 50, yeah. Studio 54.
Studio 54. Did you ever go
I
there?
think it was just 54.
No, I never. See, this is the funny thing. I've never went to any party or anything before 98.
What?
Yeah, I was 40. I was 42 years old, and I had never gone to any, except maybe in college. I went to maybe one time a party, but I never. Yeah, that's just me. So, but that's what from then on. That's when I got heavily involved. I love dancing. I love music.
Wow, awesome.
What
And
do
then plus I
do you know how to do the? Do you know how to do the twerk? Do you know how to twerk?
Well, I'm more into freestyle, meaning where you listen to the music, and you allow the music, then you translate the music into movement.
He likes trance music.
Do you know how to
right?
do? Do you know how to
You
do
like trance,
the jerk?
right?
Do you know how to do the jerk?
Well, trance is only one type of music that I like.
Wait, I'm sure.
But yes,
I'm sure. But yeah.
yeah, I like trance. But I mean, I'm into all kinds
You
of
like
music.
house?
Not really house, no.
All right, let's do some robot.
I'm from Chicago, so that hurts my feelings.
I want to
Sorry.
see.
No,
You
I'm
know,
just
like
saying
house.
that's not my favorite.
I'm just kidding. No, it's okay, dude. I'm just kidding.
Do you know
Yeah.
snapping and popping?
I'm just giving you a rough
You know,
time.
Pop and snap, bro. Snapping and popping.
I let me explain. By the way, in terms of genre, right, of music, you have, in other words, they're great music out of this world, as I say. It can fall into any genre. So you can have music from house that would be spectacular, that I love. So you can't judge it based on genre. You get it?
Okay. Yeah.
What is the music he's listening to? I want to know what kind of music you're listening to, Jacob.
Well, how do I play?
Just look up trance music.
Well, it started with Goa trance, and then now it's called psychedelic trance.
Okay, trance is in a transition.
Trance, like you're taking it like in a trance, like hypnotic.
Right.
Trance music. Oh, look at that! Right, comes right.
It's like club music.
A lot of people do the shuffle to it and shit.
Well, but try to understand though, like in psychedelic, like if you just take the genre psychedelic trance, there's wide variety. It's not monolithic. It's hugely different. The sounds and the DJs and everything. So it's not like one monolithic. Okay, this kind of thing. And the same goes with rave music too.
There's all different kinds. It's like electronica. Yeah.
Can you guys hear this?
Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking start dancing right now. I'm gonna go get my thong on and start doing it. Yeah, baby. This is kind of fruity though for me though.
No, because let me explain. That's mainstream.
I thought it was like transgender music.
No, trance.
Oh,
trans.
It seemed like it would be kind of transgenderish.
James, that's mainstream. Trance. That's underground trance. That's not psychedelic Goa trance.
All right,
that's a different trance. Yeah.
I mean,
it gives you the basic idea though.
No. But then again,
see, this is the guy that doesn't believe in any political ideologies can totally like dissect music. Come on, you got if you can give labels to all this kind of music, you got to be able to give labels to some kind of ideologies.
No, there's no ideology.
Let me explain. This is pretty. Listen to this.
I can explain ideologies without having.
You ever heard this sound before? Listen.
Sorry.
Is this similar?
Like,
hold on.
How?
They just made this song. This is brand new. Does this sound kind of similar? Right? Okay, listen. This is a good one. Can you guys hear it? Here comes. Here comes. Hang on. You might get it. I know Rebel knows this song. I know Snork probably is getting it already. Bob probably has heard this before. But it's new. You heard it before, Jacob? Hold on, just listen.
Yeah.
that alone is enough for me. Stark, naked, modern music, hotter than your mama will ever be.
What? That's trance music, man.
Music that you can dance to, cracks you like a whip, but
Okay,
it
that's
feels
the,
so
by the way,
right.
that's awesome. I was
Outside the world is colder, every single night it's another
Totally,
fight.
man. That's fucking bomb. Okay, so,
It
dude,
reminds
that's
me of
the
like,
Sparks from the 80s.
hey, do you like Kraftwerk,
1986.
Jacob? Does Jacob like Kraftwerk?
Jacob.
Well, that's old. Yeah, I like it. Again, like even when you're talking about a specific DJ, right?
Automat.
There's great tracks, and then there's not so great tracks. So you can't just give a name of a DJ and say do you like
Kraftwerk Autobahn. Good, bad, indifferent.
I don't remember it, but play it.
Fun, fun, fun on the Autobahn. You don't remember that song?
I love
Kraftwerk?
it.
Hey, you can play it if you can get to it. You guys.
Yeah, I can bring it up.
Sure,
I guess.
bring it up. All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back. I'm taking a little break, and Rebel's gonna host, so please pay attention and mind her words. If not, then we're gonna sugar boot you. Let's get some people on the show.
If you like
she'll
Kraft,
beat you.
Oh,
and trust me, you'll like it.
I like Kraftwerk.
Oh,
yes, but
and you'll like it. Okay.
if you like Kraftwerk, there's a video you got to check out.
Okay.
It's a cover by another band that plays Kraftwerk on classical instruments.
No way.
It's called Quintorigo. They're Italian. Quintorigo.
Quintorigo.
And the song is The Robots. I mean, it's
on medieval instruments.
No, not medieval, classical.
Oh, classic. Okay.
So,
Still.
Yeah. So listen to the Kraftwerk version. The remastered version is fantastic, and then listen to it from Quintorigo. And in fact, you got to watch the video. It's really good with the video. And
wow, Snork, you're cool as shit.
The way they pulled it off on classical instruments is just amazing.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, and they do it with their eyes closed.
Are we gonna hear it?
I can't like share anything to this.
That's a second.
Pull up Kraftwerk, Autobahn.
I'll pull up a few seconds of the.
Okay, go for it, Snork. Yay, Snork.
Bob.
I'm inept. Like I'm lucky. I'm even like you can even see me. So that's as much as technology helps me. I tried to share something that says my iPhone doesn't want that to happen, so I don't know how to change that.
Maybe we. Are you on?
It's in the security stuff, I'm sure.
Are you Are you on Twitter?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, but I don't remember my password. I haven't checked in a long time, so.
Because I could walk you through it.
I never got Twitter. I didn't understand how to use it, so I quit.
That swallow sounded good.
Okay.
It's my last one. I'm sad.
Here goes. Sharing.
You got Autobahn?
No, this is the Robots. It'll be the Quintorigo version.
All right.
And I know I'm pronouncing it the American way now.
Quintorigo, Quinto.
Yeah, I don't even know how.
Okay. Are you seeing my YouTube on the left?
Yeah, we got it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. When I shared it wrong. You got to stop share and reshare. Oh, because I have to turn on the sound.
Yeah, see, I'd be totally lost in all this.
No, you wouldn't.
No.
It's pretty easy.
I'll have you come in on a private session with me. And then we'll.
Okay, here goes.
Show me the ropes.
You'll know it in 10 seconds that they've done a good job. Now,
surprised they can get those kind of sounds out of classical instruments. That's
I-
crazy.
Oh, yeah, you can.
I don't think that they are novices.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so.
They also do other. I mean, that's the only one of Kraftwerk's that I've known they've done. They've done covers of other groups too. They did Highway Star, and I forgot the name of that one. It was an old '60s band.
Oh, Deep Purple.
Yeah, Deep Purple. They did Deep Purple's Highway Star. They did an excellent job of it. Different singer. But has everybody here heard the Kraftwerk song that came from?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought they did a really good job of it. And
Yeah, no, it was excellent. No,
yeah,
I just can't. Like, they were playing cellos and like oboes and shit. Like, that's crazy.
You should hear some. You should hear some of the rock renditions that classical music players have done, and it's just like, I'd rather that than the originals sometimes.
Well, I like the classic rock stuff. Yeah, I agree. But the fact that like you can recreate like electronica with like cellos and oboes and, you know, bassoons and stuff, that's crazy to me. Like, yeah, I get like the step between like classic rock and that isn't too great, but like electronica and what, you know?
Well, so many people these days don't even play their instruments. They sample other songs they've heard. That to somebody that actually goes back and completely recreates it, that to me, it is a work of art these days.
That's the type of stuff. That is the type of stuff I like doing, is recreating.
One of my favorite albums though is like a bunch of an orchestra playing Black Sabbath. That's some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Blue Man Group song where they start off with a Black Sabbath.
I love Blue Man.
Yes. Geez, I wonder if we can get away with a couple seconds of that. But now I'll do it.
Well, just give the link to it, and then we can listen to it on our own.
Yeah, there we go.
I'd have to go find the link. That's why I was going to wait.
Oh, yeah.
I don't keep it up on my computer.
Well, this is cool, Snork. We're getting to know a really cool side to you. Another cool side to you. The first way I said it didn't sound too nice.
No, I had a lot of engineering friends. Those engineering nerds are pretty cool. So I love you, Snork.
Well, when I was a little kid, I was my grandmother's roadie.
Oh yeah, you said about. Do you still have those albums?
I'll find out pretty soon.
That would be awesome.
I'm trying to go over my mother's stuff and my father's stuff now, and there's still a cabinet that's locked that I haven't gotten into, and I think there might be some in there. Most of the really good stuff was destroyed when my grandparents' house blew up.
Oh, that sucks.
And I saved just a few, and that weren't burnt up and bent. And vinyl albums, if they got bent, there was really no recovery.
Yeah. No, it didn't take much either.
No. It's like.
No, there was a couple. I had a couple album. Like I bought some records. I left them in my car for like 2 days, and they were like on. They're actually on like my ice skates, and it was in the summer. I'm lazy, so my ice skates were still in the car. Okay, don't hate me, but they like it. It's shaped like this now. 3 albums that were on the skates in the hot summer heat. Yeah,
she had like an original issue of Aerosmith signed from back when with Toys in the Attic.
Is all of the music you like, do you have like a playlist on your site?
I don't. I just put one. My playlist that I have is back up, but I don't have everything on one site. my Spotify playlists all got erased.
It's the same. Well, you're awfully old to have Spotify.
Oh, just Bob.
It's okay.
I don't even have Spotify. I'm just kidding. Kidding start.
But
no more beer for you.
It's my last one, I swear.
Oh.
I still got this though, so.
Beer is his truth serum.
But I find that the artists that are out there today are all very, very accessible. You know, like somebody had listened to it on the radio back in the 70s. You never thought you'd ever have the conversations with them. You know, and I had one artist that I just listened to, never met her in person. She found out my wife had cancer. That she offered to come give a private concert.
Wow.
I was like, amazing. Wow, you didn't even know me.
Yeah. That's just that reaffirms my faith in the goodness of people.
Yeah, I said that my wife is going to be unable to come in because of the brain surgery. Can you forward my tickets to somebody else so that, it's not an empty seat going wasted? And she says, we'll be passing by the town on the way. Would you like to just have the concert in private? And since she was in ICU, we couldn't do that.
Wow. Still.
But I really appreciated the offer.
Yeah, that's a hell of an offer.
She was a very, very big trance artist. And when I think of trance, I think of more along the lines of some of Conjure One, Kirsty Thirsk, and Joey Klein. Not the stuff I heard earlier when I heard trance.
That what you're used to is what I'm used to. Probably because I'm old.
Well, you're not that far from Vancouver, which is the heart of trance.
Yep.
So you could probably on a weekend go up and actually see a Conjure One concert.
Oh, they come down here too. We have rave parties like crazy.
They show up in person?
Well, how are they?
I bet they would.
Oh, okay. I mean, I thought they were a studio group.
No, they send their clones.
You never know.
These days, probably not.
Out here in Iowa, we don't get bands like Conjure One.
We got bands like Black Sabbath back in the day.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, hello.
RPV.
Somebody else in?
Chuck.
Chucky. What's up?
I don't know the Blacks are.
Yep, that's me.
How are you?
I have no idea what's going on. I'm just trying.
None of us do. It's okay.
None of us.
Last time, I don't even remember being on. I think that was on Ebon's. Snork was there.
Yeah. It can take a while to get used to being on.
Yeah, I'm kind of new, so greetings. Hi.
I mean, everything's new. The computer's new. I've never used a headset. Or not since like Warcraft 10 years ago. So
what's up with you tonight?
Me, I'm just hanging out, just listening, absorbing everything.
What do you think about the whole Russia shit going on now? The even more Russia shit going on now with the double agent being murdered in England. And now, so greetings. Hi.
I mean, everything's new. The computer's new. I've never used a headset.
The Russian thing, well, it's obvious. I mean, they're demonizing Putin because
I think the internet's working better now.
Putin
so the Russia double suspected.
I think you guys are you guys still listening? Hold on. Are you guys still listening on YouTube? Sounds like you're listening on YouTube still.
Yeah. Someone should turn.
Yeah, I'm listening on YouTube, so I should close that.
Just go to Zoom only, because we're hearing like you like 15 seconds after you talk. So
okay,
all you have to do is
better.
Yeah,
that's better.
Thank you.
So I mean, the whole thing with Russia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's obvious they've been doing this since Hillary lost. I mean, there's many different reasons. You know, they're trying to.
Yeah. So.
You know, they're trying to distract. You know, from the whole Democratic Party and what happened, but also Putin is standing in the way. The elite, the plutocratic families have an agenda, and Putin is standing in the way. So they want to demonize him and hurt him, you see, and punish him, and he won't budge. So this has been going on for a while now. It's very obvious.
Well, I guess part of that's sort of true. I mean, let's see. I know his opponents certainly want to try and make sure that it doesn't seem in Russia that he is in this sort of mass control of everything. But a lot of his proponents seem to want him to be this image of somebody who has an incredible amount of power on virtually everything. So it's this real just gap in between where both sides are, and I'm sure the reality's somewhere in the middle. I mean, obviously they tried to influence, but China wanted Trump to win too. I mean, so
my question is, you got to look at this from like, okay, if you were Vladimir Putin, like, God damn it, I'm defending Vladimir Putin. Okay, just know that.
It's
but
okay.
Why? You're very close to an election. Why would you do something that was so obviously, like, according to the mainstream media, it's so obviously Russia. It's so obviously the Russian government that did this. Why? You got to think, sit on their side. Why would you do something like this at this point? It's the same thing like, why would Assad use illegal sarin gas on his own people, right? You know, as he's winning the war.
But you know
it's
the
same
answer.
kind of stuff. Yeah, because it's bullshit.
Yeah,
that's
again,
the problem.
It's all
the only answer that we really know is that it is bullshit. We don't have any real idea of what's going on in either situation.
No, we do understand what's going on. They're trying to interfere. You know, they don't want Putin to win the election. They want to make him
the
look
West.
bad.
You're saying the West. So now you're
Listen,
you're
Putin,
accusing the West of
no,
trying
not
to.
the West.
It's like
I don't talk in that language. I talk in the language of plutocratic families. They're the ones that are running the show in the world. So Putin is standing in their way. Now, Putin is a saint when in comparison to Trump, Obama, Bush, Clinton. Okay? So he's a saint, and this saint is standing in the way of these psychopaths, right? And they don't like him. They're trying to do everything they can. They do this in Venezuela. They do it all over the world. They did it to Castro.
Do you think Putin's fighting for the greater good?
No, I think Putin wants to be left alone. He cares about his Russian country. He just wants to be left alone. Listen, we're surrounding him. We're threatening him. We've got all the bases and armaments pointed at his country. Imagine if Russia had all their armaments surrounding us. I mean, you know, it's.
Jacob, I'm so glad, Jacob. I'm so glad you started talking about
the axis of evil in the world today is the United States, Great Britain, NATO, and Israel, and now Saudi Arabia has joined the team. They're all
those
on
are
the
the
same
big
team.
major superpowers, but I would think if Putin had nearly as much control as either of those countries.
The other superpowers are China, Russia, and India, and that's why they created BRICS. BRICS was an economic formation to counterbalance. I mean, it's not as big, but to counterbalance now Venezuela, and they're trying to break that up. Look what they did with Syria and Venezuela and Libya. Anybody that's trying to upset the financial system, it's all about money. Follow the money, you'll find out what's going on. You got to get business oriented. This whole world is business. It's not about love, truth, joy. It's not about that. It's about money, business, control, dominance. That's what the game is. You and I are little peasants. We're little insects. We can be discarded very easily. Even if you made $1 million, even the billionaires are not in the club. We're talking about the mega trillionaire families that have existed for centuries. Okay, literally centuries. They are the ones that are running the show. Now, I hope everybody is already aware of this, because you're not going to understand what's going on. You got to understand the game. You got to understand the players.
That pretty much everybody here's on the same page.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think we agree on that mostly. Mostly.
So go ahead.
I would look at it another way. And with a weapon like this, to understand it and be able to identify it, you use what's called a protocol. Developing a protocol takes time. It takes also kind of the ability to replicate the agent that you're looking for. In this case, the plutonium. So if or wait a minute, this wasn't polonium. The last one was polonium. This one, the
uranium.
No, Numachuk or whatever the agent was called. In order to develop these protocols to identify, and you have to be able to produce quantities of this and duplicate it to make sure that your protocol works. So
right. So just because,
so they were not. First of all, they identified it very quickly, and while it is possible to identify it quickly, that means that they had the protocol. If they had the protocol, then Russia was not the only one that could produce this.
Right. Britain had it also.
Yeah. Now Britain might have prepared the protocol for us, but I doubt that it would have been prepared outside of Fort Detrick. Fort Detrick.
Yeah. So we probably have it too. Yeah.
Right. So already we know of 3. Now, if we can make it, and Great Britain can make it, that means Israel can make it too. So we're starting.
Yeah, we probably sold to Israel and Saudi Arabia by now, I'm sure.
Whether we sold it or not, I'm sure.
Or gave it to them, whatever. Yeah.
Well, either way, isn't the missile essentially not preventable from striking a target?
Well, I wasn't thinking of the missile. I was thinking with the agent that was used on the Skripal family.
Oh, my apologies.
Just the speed that we identified it was strange to me. And although I know one technology that could work with it, I don't know if they use that or not. Since I'm only, a real amateur when it comes to it, I really wouldn't know what they did. But
Why do we pretend like we don't know what's going on? We know what's going on. Come on, why do we always say, "Oh, I don't know what's going on"? Like, come on, we know what's going on.
Well, you have to do. See, this is why people are put off by what you say, because you have to take some kind of nuance to a subject. You have to take this at face value. You can't. We all kind of think we know. We all kind of agree with you, Jacob, but you can't just jump off that ledge, dude. I'm sorry.
And you can't jump on our intelligence like that. It is so degrading, demeaning. You're not going to.
I'm trying to empower you to have confidence in yourself.
Okay, we don't want it that way. We know how to do it. We're smart enough to do it on our own.
Do what?
We're talking the way that we want to talk. When you say
you're talking a different way.
When you say trying to empower you, it's like, quit trying to do anything to us. Just talk what your truth is according to you, and don't.
So what are you doing? You're trying to do something.
No, I'm telling you, stop doing that to us.
Yeah, and I'm telling you why I'm doing the same thing you're doing. We're doing the same thing.
No, I want to hear
You're sharing your thing, how you feel, how you're interpreting me, right? And I'm just sharing what I'm sharing.
Jacob, I'm not going around the circle. I did this with 3 ex-husbands, and you're not going to do it with me. I'm saying you need to stop doing that. That's disrespectful. Well, I want to hear what you think about this topic according to you, not how you think how we are thinking about it.
Okay, it's obvious to me, right, that this was conducted by the CIA, the intelligence agency, in order to demonize, one more thing, to demonize Putin. So that's what I'm saying. For me, it's obvious that that's what it was. Just as the shootings, the killings of the children here in the United States.
Say that then. Okay.
Is CIA.
That's great.
Why did you say that then? Why did you?
Thank you. That's how that's how it's really I can accept it like that.
Okay, so that's what I'm doing.
Thank you.
But I don't want to incite a war, because I think it's a good investigation doesn't say, "Hey, let's go bomb Iraq." We think they did this Twin Towers. I don't want to see that repeated. I'd like to see more thought before we say who actually did it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. We all
so in theory, imagine.
Wait, Rob. I mean,
no, that's fine. That's good.
So imagine we do find out who did it. I mean, is war necessarily the best course of action? Is after that? Typically, it seems not to be, especially if you're talking about some kind of like poison assassination, I think. Or I've up on the recent Russia goings on, not the most recent.
What has Russia done?
I wouldn't put it past. They supposedly killed.
How do you know that? There was supposedly
Great Britain. Their agent.
So, who RPV 2021?
Chucky, yeah.
Chucky, is that your name? Welcome, by the way. Welcome to Monotalk, bro. Hey, so, do you believe the narrative that's out there in regards to everything evil about Russia?
Good to be here. Well, I mean, there's a lot of narratives. Right now, we're talking about the gas one. Hello?
Pick one.
Am I still here? Okay.
Yeah.
So if this person was poisoned by Russia and murdered, is the appropriate response necessarily military?
Oh, if they were by Russia? Okay, so if the U.S. mainstream media tells you that, or BBC tells you that that's the case, would you believe them? Chucky?
No, but I'm saying theoretically, if it's 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt.
That's not a reason to go to war, in my opinion.
I think exporting and importing would get them where the money.
If somebody killed Trump, I don't know if a lot of people would be sad about that.
James.
What? I'm just saying.
I would be because then we have Pence as president. He's almost worse.
Okay. What if they killed Pence and Trump in the same?
Oh my God!
So then it's Paul Ryan. No better.
Okay, then Paul Ryan was hanging out with them too.
Okay, at least we have a pretty good idea of what Paul Ryan would probably attempt to do.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the show. I don't want to lose it.
Thank you. Okay, so let's just go on the assumption that there was poisoning, and this person was killed by a Russia person, a Kremlin, or maybe the KGB, or whatever you want to call them. I'm just saying, and 007 fucked up, right? and missed his target, because I just don't see, them fucking up like this. But so he's saying that no, I'm saying no. I mean, if I wouldn't just over one person. I don't know, man. It just doesn't make any sense to start any kind of the sanctions. I guess you do or something, or just kind of make it tough for him. But the thing is
I'll be back in a few minutes.
I think the biggest question is where we're getting our information from. I mean, we were just told by Ben Swan, that I brought up in my monologue, right? That he fucking clearly states that it's just a bunch of bullshit, and we've been fucking hammering country after country for fucking decades.
Is that what Ben Swan says?
Have you seen Ben? Have you heard Ben Swan?
I heard his last video. Yeah.
Oh, you heard it or you saw it?
I watch everything. Yeah.
Oh, all knowing and powerful. Nice.
You have to understand. I spend 12 hours every day, 7 days a week since 2010. That's what I do. So I look at everything. I listen to everybody.
And you're a trancer.
Right? I listen to everybody.
And you're a trancer, so that's all cool, bro. So the thing is I don't believe anything that comes out of fucking CNN's mouth. I don't believe anything that comes out of MSNBC's mouth. Especially, I don't believe a lot of shit that comes out of Fox. And I don't believe a lot of things that comes out of the oligarchic system that we have out there that's trying to dictate what we think and what we feel. I do trust a lot of people that do the research and their due diligence and talk to the horse's mouth, but when it comes to something like as covert as a poisoning or something, right? I guess that's or I mean, there's ways of taking people out that could be. I mean, Seth Rich is a great example, right? Mm-hmm. It's a sad example, and it's a pathetic example, and it's a stupid fucking example. But what happened with that? Nothing. There wasn't a huge investigation. They just let it be. It was a debauched fucking mugging, and the guy still had all his money and his fucking expensive watch and everything still.
It wasn't not even that there wasn't even kind of an investigation. It was that if anyone questioned it, you're automatically a conspiracy theorist.
Yes.
Boom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, they come after you. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. They don't want anybody talking about it.
Okay, so that's I think the real question, besides what we're trained to see and trained to hear, and I think Jacob's with us on this, is that we really need to make sure that wherever we get, even Ben Swan could be wrong. I mean, I like the guy, but he may be off in certain senses.
Yeah, don't trust anybody.
Trust no one.
Trust no one. Absolutely. I don't care how good they look. That's the ones that look really good. Those are the ones you really got to worry about.
Oh.
I mean, look at the case.
Then I should leave. I'll see you guys later.
So what I say is listen to everybody. Look at all the evidence from all sides. Then from that, the answer will arise.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said it in my monologue. You guys got to do due diligence. Okay, here's a good example. There was a guy. Fox got a hold of a guy from NASA who, in some way, shape, or form, said that the global warming wasn't going to be as bad as they thought it was going to be, or something of that nature. And they put it up in the wrong context, right? But I actually spoke to the guy on the phone and in an email. I talked to the horse's fucking mouth. And he knew that they had done that, and he said that's bullshit. And he'd been trying to get on the show or find a way to get to them, but he put blogs up and on his Facebook. At some point, I'll find out who that guy is, but I'll show you guys sometime. But I talked to him. He said they totally took everything out of context. It's just that this one paragraph he said it won't be as bad if this, that, and other things happen. And then they took it out of context, like it's not gonna fucking happen. So that's another question. Jacob, do you think global warming is? Do you think the humans have a?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You know.
Yeah.
They. Yeah. You
definitely.
Yeah.
We're contributing
because you're in the
but
science.
I wouldn't call it global warming because certain places are warming, other places are getting colder. So it's a global climate change.
Okay, so that's the other word.
And by the way, I also say that it even goes beyond the burning of fossil fuels. I believe on a metaphysical level, our behavior is influencing everything. We're influencing the sun is influencing us, we're influencing the magnetic core of the earth. All of this is together, you see, is all interacting. So it's not just the burning of fossil fuels, it's our behavior. In other words, let me give you an example of violence. More violence, 8 billion people being more violent. I mean, when was the last time there was 8 billion people on the planet? You know, so there's more energy.
Recently.
You see, more energy being poured out. The hatred, the anger, the misery, the sorrow, the suffering, all of that is resonating and has an effect on the environment. Yes.
I watched
so that's interesting. So Jacob believes that our attitude makes a difference.
Our behavior. Our attitude, our behavior, all of it.
I was kind of thinking that he was suggesting just the sheer mass of total amount of humans moving around.
Yes,
possibly.
the sheer mass, yes. It's an accumulative effect, yes,
Farting.
absolutely.
It's the farting.
I think it's the energy from so many physical beings, is what he's saying.
Also that too. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, that's a lot of.
See, the Earth is the Mother Earth is a living organism. It's not dead.
The universe is, I think.
And we're like these little insects on the cow. You get it? And after a while, you know, it's mainly it's kind of very merciful, very nice, doesn't bother with it, doesn't care. But if you annoy it enough, then comes the tail to swat. Well, that's what Mother Earth is going to do to us.
Like a hurricane or a tornado. I love that shit.
Well, no, it's going to be worse than that. It's going to be a global tectonic catastrophe. We're sitting on tectonic plates.
Yeah.
And the energy there is going to shake, the whole world's going to shake, and we're going to die. Now, the question then becomes also is the question of, will we turn into a Mars? Meaning, will the very environment, the capability of the Earth to sustain life will continue? That's another question. We don't know.
Over time, turn into a red planet? That's kind of been assumed, I think, right?
Not even over time. It could happen in a day.
All right. Snork.
In a day. In an hour, even.
Snork's got his mic off, and I'm glad because I have a question for you, Snork.
Go ahead.
Okay, so in regards to us physically being on the planet, our body heat, micro, what we were talking about the other day, the micro pieces of plastics and stuff like that affect the reefs, that aren't producing the oxygen that they used to.
Mm-hmm.
This just our total effect of just being here, our presence, doesn't help. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. Jacob, good job.
I saw a video the other day. It was by a guy. His name's Potholer 54, I think, but it was on a channel called Academic Agent. So Potholer, I think he's a retired engineer or something. So he made he started trying to debunk the anti-global warming kind of science. So it ended up being like a 30-part series. And then he broke it down in essentially 2 hours. And he was saying that right now, actually where the Earth is somewhere in space is a cooler point in history than it typically is in comparison to where it normally is against the sun. So we're actually in a cooler period with the Earth gaining temperature at a higher rate.
Well, we just went through what's called a solar minimum. Or no,
yes.
Solar. Is that right?
That must be it.
Solar minimum, solar max.
I can't remember.
Sounds good to me.
There's a lag by 7 years. Either way, no, we shouldn't be at where we're at.
So it was the most comprehensive argument about climate science that I had ever seen put together. It was on a channel called Academic Agent.
Academic Agent. I'll look that up.
The amount of heat that the human beings on the planet give off is equal to 800 1 gigawatt nuclear power plants.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Shit.
Just sitting there, being there, that's how much heat we give off.
Do we need to insulate ourselves? Just saying.
We need to do the trick that the space shuttle did to get rid of its heat. You know, whenever you saw a picture of the space shuttle in space and had its bay doors open,
yeah,
there was radiators in there that took all their extra heat and turned it into infrared light, so it beamed out the heat.
Wow.
So the very first thing they had to do when they get to space, they had to get the doors open or they had to come back down because they'd burn up inside without them open. Sorry, I got off track there.
No, that's right on track, I think.
We have to get the power. Nothing's going to change until it's kind of like we're on the Titanic and we got to get to the control center. We got to get a hold of the wheel. We got to get our hands on the levers, because otherwise we're going to crash.
It's not right like iceberg dead ahead. It's like they're fucking steering us
dead ahead.
They're steering us into the fucking iceberg, not just scraping the side. They're getting us right. They're going to take out the fucking nose of that ship.
So the question becomes, what do we do? What do we do? The people that are somewhat aware. What do we do?
We become free in 90 minutes. That's what we do.
That's the first step.
First step.
But then that's quick. Then what? Then what after that?
Vote green. That's my solution.
But we can vote green. We all vote green. But the thing is, how many people do we have?
Oh, as far as greens, not enough.
Yeah,
not
2%. What was it? 1%, 2% voted for.
It was just
Ralph
under
ran in '96. Ralph Nader ran in 2000. He ran in 2004. Then Jill Stein, Cynthia McKinney in 2008. Look at all the chances we had to have some really good people in office, and time again and again, we failed. The problem is us, the human being. We're the problem. The citizens, the people. We're not involved. That is the main problem.
Oh, we're just fucking stupid. That's it. I mean, I'm not speaking for everybody else. I'm just saying I didn't vote very well in my lifetime. I just kind of woke up, and I'm still waking up. Just a few years ago. I mean, when this black guy started talking and really sounding cool, he's a great salesman.
I know I personally had an incredibly difficult time just getting friends and family to believe that Hillary Clinton wasn't some amazing civil servant who had worked her entire life for charity, so.
So if you guys ever go to Ballotpedia, there's not hardly any fucking greens. I'll put the link on here. The Green Party of the United States is a U.S. political party that ranked as the nation's fourth largest political party, behind the Libertarian. In 2014, with 189 registered green voters, there's probably maybe 100,000 more than that now. But the fuck, compared to the fucking Dumbocrats and the Republicans and the Democrats, we need a lot of work. We got a lot of work to do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I like
are we
idea,
fucked?
Jim.
I mean, honestly, I'm at this point to where, are we just totally it's too late? Are we past the precipice? Are we past the zone of no return?
It's okay. The asteroid won't hurt too much, and then we can start all over and create a new beginning.
Yeah, the asteroid will just fucking, you know.
No, if an asteroid hits us, forget it. It's over. According to calculations, I mean.
That's what I just said.
No, but we won't. How will we start over if the ability to sustain life is gone?
No. The one that's expected to hit is supposed to take out Turkey, and a little bit of the area around it, maybe some of Greece.
I'm gonna hurry up and go visit it
before it's gone.
Yeah.
What is the name of the asteroid?
Apophis.
And when will that happen? In 500 years from now?
It's got 2 shots at us, but the one that'll probably hit us is the one in, I think, is it 2032?
That's pretty soon. That's just around the corner.
Yeah, but they're already working on technologies to, shove it, the ability to shove it over so it doesn't hit.
My concern is that they are doing that. They're trying to shove it to hit Israel instead.
Why would they want to do that?
They have this insatiable quest to blow Israel. A lot of the conservative evangelists that run our military.
So you're saying they're doing that to fulfill prophecy?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I could see it.
Wow, that fucking blow your mind. The four horsemen. The 4 horsemen are a bunch of fucking astronauts, or what are they? They're going to go out there like what was that movie? Armageddon.
Mm-hmm. That's what they're hoping for.
Well, they're probably going to send something out there to go push it, right? Over just a little bit, or blow it up on the side of it just to knock it out of its current trajectory.
Just needed a little nudge in 2019. They would have had to have launched last year to do it. For some reason, we had 2 spacecrafts disappear for a year, then come back.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Wow. All right, so I'm not going to give up on the Green Party. I think, Jacob, if this is what I think. I think that if we could at least get some Greens in the House, maybe one in the Senate, it'll get them to start at least to look in our direction. Maybe
Listen, it doesn't have to be a Green. Look, in my area, I don't know your area, I have all kinds of people running for office. There are socialists, there are anarchists, there are maverick Democrats, there are all kinds of people. Vote for the best person on the ballot. It's a no-brainer. When you go in for the election day, don't vote for the person who you think is going to win, or vote for the person that, better vote for this person because then this person might win. Simply vote for the best person on the ballot. Simple. No-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, when it comes down to it, I am. I'm going to...
Yeah. So, but yeah, Green Party, I like the platform of the Green Party, but there are many progressives. There are different levels, yes. And you just vote for the one.
But they get co-opted, though. Don't they get, that's the thing that's been happening more recently. Is at a certain point, at a certain point, they are shown the vault of money. And tell me there's not a big chunk of dough with the DNC or the RNC.
James, could somebody bribe you?
James, I'm not just talking about money. It could be something else. They could be intimidation. It could, who knows?
Are you afraid? Are you afraid, James?
Oh, I'm scared shitless every day. It fucking sucks out there. Yeah, it sucks, man.
So we have to find. Okay, so we have to find.
I'm more scared for my kids. I'm more scared for the future. That's what I'm.
Okay, but here's the thing: we have to find candidates that are not afraid. Okay, they're not afraid to die, and they're incorruptible, meaning no amount of money can buy them. So those are the candidates we'll look for.
Well, JFK is dead, and Martin Luther King isn't here. Harvey Milk isn't around either.
I mean, everybody's got a price.
Yeah.
No, I don't have a price. Don't say everybody. Speak for yourself. Say, I have a price. You could say, I have a price.
A lot of people have a price.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Maybe yes, but let's find the ones that don't. Okay, and those will be our public service. We need to find how many? 500. What is it? What is the total amount of people?
I think there are like 480 congressmen, or which number are you looking for?
Yeah, like in the presidency, the Senate, and the Congress. How many people's all together?
Like 700.
Yeah, okay, so 700. That's it. That's all we need. 700. We can't find 700 people out of 330 million. That's like a no.
Got to get them elected into office. I mean,
we get them elected by creating like I said, majority voting blocks. We have to get people, our neighbors. We start with our family, with our friends, our acquaintances, right? And we form cell groups in every city. We create majority voting blocks. That's how it's done. One person at a time.
When is this? How long is that going to take?
Well, if you do the mathematics, it's an exponential growth. Meaning, if you mentor 3 people and each of them mentors 3 people, so on and so forth, within a very short period of time, you're talking about millions of people.
Multi-level marketing, I like it.
That's from Rules for Radicals. It's very old.
Okay, but how long will it take before we start to get what we want and what we need?
Well, once we're in office, are you talking about once we have the people in office?
Once we get those, how long does it take to get the right amount of people, or our people? Let's just say it's not the 500. Let's just say it's just the majority, because that's all we need is the majority. Right? Let's just say we get the majority. How long do you think that's going to take?
Like, for example, what 2018 is coming up, right? How many seats are coming up for replacement? Do you know?
I don't know.
400 and what is it? 453? It's around 453, something like that.
Yeah, about 450 something.
So in one shot, we can clear the whole thing. Do you understand?
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean,
yeah.
I'd be looking for a district with a low voting turnout, hopefully pretty green, and possibly you could build something on Facebook, Twitter. You could look for people in the area that were sympathetic, maybe in Washington State.
No, but even in the Republican, let me explain, even in the Republican districts, you have so many people that are just not even participating, so it seems like, oh, that's a Republican district. Okay? If the people that didn't care about politics in the same district got involved, they could outnumber the Republicans or the Democrats.
Well, in the primaries, not very many people, but when you look at the actual election, I mean, like a third, so like 250,000.
Yeah, it's very tiny in local elections. Yeah, it's like 13%. At least in my area. I don't know about your area.
I've checked all the district maps, like in the whole U.S. for these numbers. Like, there are very few that have less than 30% voting, which is 250,000.
Well, in my area, New York City, right? 13% show up for the primaries. 13%.
For the primaries. It doesn't matter if you want a green in an election.
Okay, hey, real quick, Jacob,
I'm sorry, I missed.
Real quick, Stan.
Yeah.
Stan S is in Sam, P is in Paul, B. Jacob is delusional. Sorry, that's what he's saying. Voting has no impact on policy, regardless of who is in elected office. War is the only united policy and the one that prevents any improvement in quality of life in the U.S. So that's a good point, because I'm just saying, I know you want to bring people in, but at this current time, the majority of people that have been voting in their direction, in this direction, no matter what party you're in, either it's a Republican or a Democrat, you're still, for some reason, the MIC wins. Military-industrial complex always wins. They always get what they want.
No, I'm sorry. Listen, the power, let's be clear here. Where is the power? Where does the power lie? Does it lie in money? Does it lie with the military-industrial complex? Does it lie with the plutocrats? Where does the power lie? The power lies in the people. The people are running. Who are the people in the corporations? They're people. Who are the people that are part of the police and the military? They're just ordinary people, just like you and us. They're part of the 93%. The less than 93% make less than 150,000 a year. We're all in the same group. We're in the same class. The problem is that class does not see itself as a class. It's divided up, meaning the people making 150,000 don't identify with the people making 100,000, and the people making 100,000 don't identify with the people making 50,000, and so on and so forth. And we're all divided up according to race, religion, this, that, ideology, the green, the that, the Democrat, and that's by design. That is by design. And then they use mainstream media to confuse everything, so nobody knows what's going on. So this is by design. This is how a few people are able to control the masses.
How do you? Go ahead.
I don't really believe that, it's when they got a reporter went to the Bilderberg meeting in the 80s, and he came out and he said basically nobody knows what's going on. They're all confused. I think that's more of the way it is. I mean, they're going to try and help their own personal monetary interests, but I don't think it's necessarily a group of people all trying to pee into the tent rather than peeing out of it. I think it's just a consequence of lots of smaller things that end up.
So
I don't know.
It's just certain people being greedier than others.
The Bilderberg group is there are different levels. Bilderberg is very low on the totem pole. It's not high up.
G20 is the fucking one.
No. Let me explain. The parts when you don't, the things that you don't see, that's where the stuff is going on. The stuff that you see that's made public, that's in the public domain, that's low level stuff.
That's below.
That's just the front store stuff. That's for popular consumption.
Snork, you wanted to say?
Oh no, I had another problem there.
Oh. Yeah, so the goal is to, and I hear people saying, well, we need to go after the people like you who are the 1%, who are the leaders of the corporation, who like Jeff Bezos.
No, I'm not saying to go after them. Okay. I'm saying to unite the people. Okay. Unite the people.
But they have so much influence with the amount and the barrage of marketing out there.
It's only because we give our power over to them. That's all.
Okay.
We have to empower ourselves.
So we have. I get it. That's why I have this fucking show, is so that I can get people to understand what's going on out there, and get people like you and Chuck and Snork and Rebel and Shirley and Audrey and Stan and I can see Rob and I can see Nash and I can see all. You know what I'm saying? So everybody can kind of get the idea or the basic, simple, what's really going on. The simplicity of it is we've got to inform ourselves and we've got to be powerful here. Starts here. We can't let them continue to control us with their hyperbole, their facades, their latent claims, their lies, and their bullshit that they keep feeding us. And I'm talking about, and I'm in this, because I think it was Ray McGovern was an ex-CIA agent. He says, yeah, there's a shadow government out there. When shit hits the fan, both parties work together and fuck everybody. When their shit starts getting bad, they've got people and sources, and they do. I'm just saying, Jacob and guys, there's a lot of power out there that we're up against.
No, that's imaginary.
Okay, no. It's imaginary until you're dead on a corner somewhere.
It's just people obeying orders, meaning they can just say, stop, I'm not going to obey orders. If no one shows up to the battle, there's no war, right? If no one say, I'm not going to press the button, I'm not going to obey, it's finished. Game over. It's up to people. The people have the power. If we all get together, I'm not talking about individual small groups. I'm talking about if we all get together and say, no, it's game over.
How about we just not pay federal taxes?
Yeah, but nothing gets done, whether we do that, James. Yeah. Whatever we decide to do, and we decide to do it together, meaning we're all going to talk about it and have a conversation, what to do. But before we do that, we have to wake up people first, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
We
doing.
have to get them. We have to get the numbers, a certain critical number. Like in the Revolutionary War, what was it, 3%?
Yeah, very small.
Or so, or maybe it was 30%. Whatever, it was a small number, right? That then we were able to liberate ourselves from Britain, right? And then the others followed later. So we need a critical number, right? And then all working together. You get it?
Right.
So wait.
Not as a Green, as a Democrat, as a Republican, as a Libertarian, of this,
just
that.
As let's just a group of the voting republic has come. Right? Let's call it the voting republic. The U.S. voting republic is here.
But you're talking about beating them in the ballot box, right? Not you, James. I know you are.
Yeah.
I'm saying the system has been set up by them, right? This is their country. They set it up. They set the rules up. They set up, just to benefit them. And I'm saying we can beat them at their own game by using their existing system, right? And then once we're in, we change everything. But we got to get in first, because we got to rein in the intelligence agencies, and we got to rein in the military and the police. Because those are the enforcers.
Okay.
They're the only thing that's standing in the way of the people implementing the solution.
I love this. I think this is great, but here's where it gets fucked. It's a question of trust. Somebody, and you have, let's just say you have the majority, and you've got out of the Senate and the House, and you've got 250 people total, right? Or 300. Let's say 300 people. They're all banding together like A Bug's Life, fucking saying, ants don't need grasshoppers. It's grasshoppers that need ants, right? So they're all banding together, right? And then one of them gets offered the deal, the big deal, right? A shiny new car.
Are you susceptible to that,
condo in Hawaii.
James, who are we talking about? Are we talking about you, or who are we talking about?
No, we're talking about a candidate that was all for us. They signed their name on the fucking letter that they're gonna commit to making sure we get single payer and reverse Citizens United, or overturn it, and infrastructure and less wars and the fucking list that we've been asking for fucking decades, right? Right. And then all of a sudden, like I said, they're shown the vault. They get a little intimidated by something, and they break the chain.
Right, like Bernie did.
Like fucking Bernie did.
Bernie stabbed us in the back.
That's a good example.
Bernie did the most horrible thing to the young people, especially because it was the young that he galvanized. And he put a dagger right in their heart.
Yeah,
and he twisted the blade.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
I've been a huge
he promised to fight
more than half of my life, but I'm pretty biased. But I like to think that he was sort of playing politics, which he's never been good at. He's really good at standing on a stump, saying his message, and doing that. But when it comes to negotiating with these people, he's always been, just very lackluster.
That's true.
No, he could have fought at the convention, and he could have fought even months before the convention for the delegates, the super delegates. And whatever happened, the bottom line is that he was not the person. He wasn't a Braveheart. We need Bravehearts. People that are willing to go all the way.
We need a William Wallace. That's what we need.
That's right. Somebody very strong, firm, right? Not going to capitulate, no matter what.
Succumb to the forces of evil.
Yeah. That's what we need. Somebody of integrity, somebody of ethics, morality.
Oh, I'm out.
Okay, a goodness, if you want, like that word better, whatever word you want, but somebody that cannot be corrupted, no matter what. You get it? We can find 700 of those people.
Can we make a robot or something? Can we make like a robot?
You're already a robot.
I am here to make sure that the 93% of everybody is taken care of. And then we have like the controller. We have the controller. You know what I mean?
We're already programmed like a robot. So first, free the mind, that you become human, a human being, an organism, human that feels, that's sensitive, right? A robot can't feel. It only can imitate feeling, but it can't feel.
Right.
It can imitate love, but it can't love.
That's true.
Because it's a robot. It's mechanical.
That's true.
And love is not mechanical. Love is not a process.
Some people
it's not chemical. What? Yeah, well, because they're robots. We're not born free. The human being is born into the matrix, into slavery. They're programmed by their genes. Their very genes, their DNA is programming them. The brain has evolved for thousands of years, and it has accumulated massive amounts of memory. The memory is even in the DNA, and it's carried on from generation to generation. So human beings for thousands of years have been repeating over and over again the same program. Envy, greed, jealousy, fighting, conflict. They've accepted it as the normal way of being without realizing there's another way of being, which is freedom from all of that.
Freedom.
Now, it is only the free person that can create a free society.
It sounds like you're talking more about like revolution than really like, I don't know, peaceably. Am I just projecting that, or
he's talking about what he's talking about? He's talking about a core revolution. He's talking about
a violence. Let me explain. Violence breeds violence. So that's no good, right? So we're talking about a peaceful revolution. The revolution begins in your mind, right? Freedom begins within, right? Then from that, we create a free society. You get it?
Here's what you're going to fight. Here's what you're up against. Am I right to say that?
The most dangerous weapon is not a gun. The most dangerous weapon is a media that is controlled by a government, that is controlled by the 1%.
That video Jamarl put out yesterday, I think, was pretty good, where he showed that people could just take a slight suggestion, which would make them change what they had decided was reality.
Yeah, so that's
like, what do you mean? Like,
go ahead. What was that again?
Jamarl, he had a video. I didn't watch it. I was listening to it, but it sounded like someone was literally holding fingers up in front of somebody. And then the next guy would tell him that it wasn't that many fingers. And 1 out of every 3 people would deny how many they saw with their own eyes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been a famous. That was a famous experiment. I didn't watch the video, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're fighting against, Jacob. We're fighting against a media that's just ruthlessly. Well, they're just told what to do, but they're hitting everybody from every single fucking angle they can. And
I actually listened a little bit to what Jacob said, and I tend to agree with him. We have to stop externalizing this and blaming the media. We have to think critically for ourselves.
I'm not blaming the media.
Right.
I'm not blaming the media.
But
I'm saying that's their sword. That's there, and there.
Right.
And there is the 1%, the corporations, the lobbying bodies, okay, the super PACs. That's who they. But the people that are allowing this to happen are our supposed leaders. The people that are they're the people that are allowing this to continue.
We have to take responsibility for ourselves as well. I don't like blaming the leader. I mean, yeah, the leaders suck, but we have to take responsibility and learn more and more and more, and bring more and more people to the fight.
Who are you voting for? That's what you're saying, right? I take responsibility for it.
I'm voting for someone who.
No. I'm just saying that's what I'm saying.
I'm not voting for anybody right now.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You're taking responsibility.
Yeah.
Because you if you didn't vote, then you're not taking responsibility. If you're voting, you're taking the
voting
responsibility.
is a small aspect of it, right?
Right.
Voting
isn't that our strongest, the strongest weapon that we have is our ability to pick and choose who we want to lead us.
But are we really picking and choosing? I mean, if we really want to pick and choose, all right, let's think out of the box and write in, if we even have write-ins. I mean, to be honest with you, unless somebody shows me something, why am I voting for that? Now, I will vote for referendums. I will vote for local policy. I will vote for all that. But I'm not just going to hand somebody my vote just out of the obligation of having to vote. If I'm going to vote for somebody, well, no, I'm just saying that. I mean, for the most part, I mean, you'll agree with this. For the most part, I'd vote green, especially in the national. But for the locals, I don't have any green candidates. Yeah. Most of my candidates are corrupt as hell on Long Island. Yeah. And right now I can't run, unfortunately. I'm looking like crazy. I really am. But I'm not just going to hand somebody my vote.
Long Island's an expensive place to run.
It is.
Can you get a bunch of people to, like amongst yourselves and organize something so that you can find candidates, run your own candidates? If there's no good candidates, run your own candidates.
As I say, I swear I'm looking, and I don't think it would happen. It's too late.
We need this is what we need. We need recruiters. Like we need recruiters, like Voting Republic recruiters, that will go out and we need to search and find the people, and we need to give them like a grilling, like a test. Now, you aren't going to take the money, right? You aren't going to go in the back room, and you're not going to. If somebody tries to shove a little money in your pocket, you're not going to take it, right? Right? Good luck.
I know I was looking at that in the chat. We should try and do what the Mormons were doing, get some kids with backpacks who have time, ride bikes, somebody who's nice, just presentable. They could give them a small idea of what's going on. They could direct them to a website, just give them a general thing. Don't make them the ambassador or the face of.
Yeah, I like that.
Unfortunately, most of the people that I have been able to recruit are from New York City or from Nassau County. I'm in Suffolk County. So
from New York
City. Is it Suffolk or is it Suffolk?
Suffolk. Well, yeah, Suffolk, but I don't say it that way.
Nobody says it that way.
Each of us lives in a different area.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So if I were to ask you, how many people so far do you have that you're working with in your area to make change? How many?
Outside of the union, nobody.
Start, right?
I mean, I work in a union and I have people around me in the union, but other than that, like locally in my area,
are you working together to like, for example, find candidates to run in your area? Are you doing that?
I have been searching groups to help me find people, and part of the thing is that I work 10 hours a day. Now it's not an excuse, but I got a week off, and I'm gonna be
okay. So this is part of the problem, right? We're busy. People don't have time. They have obligations. And this is the situation. We're in this situation. It's by design, by the way.
I know that. Yeah.
They keep us like we don't have time to do the necessary things to get involved. So, but we have to be creative and think, see what I tell everyone, do what you can. Meaning everybody can, like if we're all working together, right? Not everybody can devote the same amount of money, time, energy to it, but everybody can do something. So let's say you get 100 people or 1,000 people or 1 million people, right? Not everybody can give everything to the same level degree. But everybody can give something, whether it's money, time, energy, whatever. They can talent, blow a horn, something. So I say gather together the people, right? That say, yes, let's do something. And then each one has to decide, okay, this is what I can do, and this is what I can do. And then, but the goal, you have a goal, right? So according to get to the goal, each one decides how they can contribute to the goal.
Well, I spent like 10 hours today sending alt-right people tentacle porn on Twitter. It was really, I'm sure they were very frustrated.
Okay. Make sure you edit a clip with that particular stuff in it.
Right.
I mean, right now, what I've focused on, because I don't know where to go just yet, and it's the meetings too, the town hall meetings and stuff are during when I have to work at night. So, but what I've been doing is I've been reading over the bills. One of my skills is researching and looking at documents, whether it be contracts or whatever, and figuring it out. So I'm going to be doing some dissections of some of these bills, like the net neutrality bill and the gun control bills that are coming out, or the voter bill is one that the one from December and the one that Tulsi just came out with, which in all honesty, I believe are horrible bills. But that's part of what I'm going to be doing.
You're talking about the paper ballot bill?
Yes. I will make it very quick, simple, and to the point.
Go ahead.
They're tying the voting to Homeland Security.
Oh, fuck.
Yes. And they're making two people
in charge.
Yeah.
Fuck. More
Homeland
fuck.
Security and NIST.
Yeah,
now,
Trump wasn't supposed to win. They're upset about that.
Yeah.
And now they're coming in and they're saying, okay, put it under Homeland Security because we can't let that happen again. Hillary was their man. You get it? And yes. Trump wasn't supposed to win.
Yes. Now.
And by the way, I've always said, and by the way, this is still possible about Trump. Trump has the potential to spill the beans. So far, I mean, he's doing everything they want, but he could be playing along just to get insights, find out what's going on, collect the data, whatever, and at the end, spill it. I mean, because he wants to be liked by the people. So this might be his way to finally do it. And but again, we don't know if that's going to happen. Of course,
I don't know. I mean, him firing all his people could just be a smokescreen. Who the hell knows?
No, but you have to make them believe, right? That you're on their side. You get it? Yeah. So that's a possibility, I'm saying. I'm not saying I know that for sure. I'm just saying that's a possibility. And he could be playing it like, let me do everything they want, make them feel comfortable and at ease that I'm with them, I'm on their side, just so I could take notes, get all the data, get all, the evidence, right? Collect it, and then bang. That's a possibility.
Well, you notice all this bipartisanship all of a sudden. I don't trust that shit.
Oh, no.
But what I wanted to mention is that Tulsi is spinning the Russian narrative, and that's
fucked up, Dave.
That's where she's coming up with the voting is a matter of
we have to protect our voting because the Russians.
Yeah,
she's gonna. You know what sucks is she's gonna get caught in that facade, and she's gonna look like shit.
I don't know if she thinks it's a facade.
I gotta mention something real quick. You guys notice where you're from? New York, right, Dave?
Me? No, I'm from Virginia. Can't you tell from my New York accent? No, I'm originally from Virginia, but I've lived in New York since '98. Yeah,
for a long time.
For a long time.
You and Jacob are kind of doing well together. Just say it. I'm just saying it's a different. I'm fine with it. I can talk to anybody, but there's a different kind of person. When people are talking, they kind of relate to each other a little better. But Dave, you guys, I'm going to be going pretty soon in about 5 minutes. So if you guys got anything to go over, I knew fucking Tulsi, by the way, wasn't crystal clear on what she was fucking pushing. I know she's also pushing Russia.
I have never been on board with her. I knew I
not
could
totally.
feel.
I wasn't. I fell for it. I really did. But
Yeah, I'm a sucker for a pretty face. That's me too.
I wasn't done. But in the very beginning, I could feel that deception in her and that manipulation.
I really didn't see it for a while, and then it started to seep in, and then I realized that her father was Mike Gabbard, and then things just started to roll a little bit. I never trust a politician completely. You can't.
Oh yeah, you can't.
You can't.
See. You see, Jacob, we can't trust these fuckers, even the ones that we're going to put in.
But my point.
Go ahead.
But James, when was the last time? See, I say voting has never been tried in at least the past 50 years, right, in the United States of America. Meaning, look, let's first do our duty, right? Yeah. Meaning 80% of the electorate gets well informed, right, and participates fully in the political process, right? Then if it doesn't work, we still get creepos in office, then we could say, okay, it's not us. Something else is going on. It's the system. It's that. It's them.
Then
it's
revolution.
Whatever. No. But we haven't gotten to that point yet.
Right.
So let's take responsibility. When I wake up, James, in the morning, I say everything
wait. Okay, go ahead.
Everything that's happening in the world today is my responsibility. Does everybody feel that way? I don't say it's them. I don't say it's their fault. I say, no, it's my fault.
Here's a question for everybody. There's a question for the U.S. voting republic. When is the last time a Green Party person or candidate or somebody in office fucked over people? Have you guys ever heard anything like that? Has anybody ever heard a single Green Party member being corrupt? Doing something
not
wrong.
Corrupt, screwing over somebody potentially, but not out of corruption.
Potentially, right? But that's I think that's a pretty good track record, in my opinion.
Revolution in the ballot box would be great, but I'd love to just get like a tiny foothold somewhere, just a piece of something. I mean,
where?
But that's what I'm saying. Chuck? Start where you live. Put down the flag somewhere. You got to put the flag.
Let's focus on. Let's focus on a place. Let's focus on a place and do like a business model, right? In a sense, and get a city that needs the help.
We could develop a Facebook group or something there, or maybe find some place that has a lot of support for Green Party. And try and help them, give them ideas, something.
Well, if you really want to do this, if you really want to go to where, if you're talking about the Green Party, go to where the Green Party's strongest and talk to Holly Seeliger.
Yeah, no. What I'm talking about is find what Jacob's formula is. Go to a city,
right?
Let them know that, hey, find your person. Send out applications, get a recruiter. This is your model person, no felonies, not a pedophile, blah, 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 right? Male or female, whatever. And put them and create this, build this person as you created the person. Whatever city that is. They create this individual as their candidate.
I'm just suggesting we have to attempt a goal that we can try and imagine. The greater, obviously would be to get as many great people in as possible. But to get a few in to start, I mean, it could even move the Democratic Party, further towards things, or even Republicans. I mean, just to see that there's something.
That was my
James,
point.
but let me give you the example in New York City, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to say it again. And you can use that in your place.
Okay.
I've calculated all I need. I'm talking. I want to talk to everybody in New York City. All I need is 1 million people. That's it. 1/5 of the electorate. 20%. That's all I need. And I will win the mayorship, 2/3 of the city council, 2/3 of the congressional seats, and 2/3 of the state seats. Now, who's with me? The problem is, nobody cares. So that's why I created Jacob's Ladder, to help people free their mind, empower them, so that they do care.
Plug it. There you go.
James, I'm gonna send you.
I'm trying to get it. Why am I saying this? I'm just saying this is not rocket science. This is not higher level calculus.
Hey, I understood it.
This is very basic. This is so simple. Okay, this is a no-brainer. Now, what's missing? People, individuals who say yes.
People.
Let's do it. A critical number. Not everybody. Just a critical number.
All right, guys. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh,
I'm gonna
just real quick. 2 weeks ago, I went to Lowell, Massachusetts. They have a couple of groups of people who have organized. I was trying to get ideas as to how you did this. They already had established groups, though. But what they're doing is they are selecting all of their town council. They're figuring out, basically, it's a yay, nah, or black system, where it's like, yes, we really want this guy in. He's a flip-flopper. Eventually, we'll get rid of him. Or, God, no, we want him out. Or her. And there are different steps to the whole thing. The group that, I plugged the group a little bit before. It's Incorruptibles. I'll send you an example of the packet. I don't know. Do you have your email in your
I think
description?
I have your email already, but yeah.
You do? Okay.
I'll email you.
Yeah, just email me real quick.
No, I will. If I don't have your email, I'll give you my email in Twitter in your
no problem.
Message. Yeah.
And I do agree with these guys. There has to be one or two cities that we focus on.
No.
That
need the help, that are willing to listen to anything.
Right.
Just like, fuck, help us, please. Yeah, well, here we are. Swoop in.
If we're lucky, maybe they have a good plan.
Maybe there could be people already trying to develop something like this already.
Right.
Yeah.
You notice Texas, St. Louis, or Missouri, there's a lot of, what I was trying to do is interview a lot of different people, at least one or two from each state, or at least talk to them, whether it be on camera or off camera, to see, what everybody's dealing with universally. So that's my thing. But I know you gotta go.
I gotta go.
Yeah, I don't know any city that's doing this. And by the way, if we do find that city, that'd be great. Yeah, let's all from all over the world help the takeover of that city so that they can then be a model for what's possible.
Hey, I think somebody brought that up already. Anyway,
Richmond, California, Gail McLaughlin. She's one of the ones. So
that's a good possible.
Which city?
That's a good prospect.
Yeah. Oh, I'm working on it. I have to
put it in the chat.
Yeah, I have to.
Can you write it down?
Revamp my. Gail McLaughlin, Richmond, California. Sure.
Yeah, the whole. All right, guys.
She actually was on the We the People in an interview.
20 seconds. I gotta go. I got work in the morning.
Hey,
all right, I'd love it if you could email me some of that stuff. I'm at rpv2021@gmail.
Independent outsider. I'll start a stream. How's that? He's got to get to sleep.
Beautiful.
Yeah, sorry, guys. But thanks for coming on, Chuck. Chuck, right?
Yeah, Ricky or Chuck. Chuck E. Cheese in the chat.
Pick one.
Ricky.
Okay, Ricky.
Ricky Cheese.
Ricky, you've been here before, right?
Yeah.
A while back. Okay, cool. Good seeing you again, bro.
All right.
It's nice to be here. Thanks, man.
All right, man. Cool. All right, guys. Aloha. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks for spending time with us, Jacob. You too. Nikki. Bye, Snork. We still have some stuff to do, Snork, by the way.
Okay.
Implementation on the pitch.
Yeah, give me a call when it's your convenience.
Oh, okay. Oh, well. Thank you. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, I know what I want to play. I don't know if you guys can hear this. Howdy and aloha. Welcome to Manataq. The earth and you are ohana. We hope you'll stay and talk. All All right, so I think I made a pretty good argument today to simplify the Green Party's message. I sent the email out. I was reading it. I kind of fucked up the way I said a few things. But yeah, things have changed, guys. Let's move with the times. Nobody's trying to fuck everything up or hurt anything. We know what we need. The world knows what we need. The nation. Most of the people that have woken up understand what's needed. We just need to hook them the right way. We need to... telling you, it's sales. It's sales 101. You're not out to recruit. You're out to recruit, but in order to recruit somebody, you have to entice them. I don't think I need this anymore. You don't have to entice them with a novel of information. You know, you have to bring them in with hooks. You have to get their interest. Okay, then you teach them how things work, and then you go through the lab and all that other stuff. Okay, but first you got to get them. God, it's just so basic marketing sales 101. And that's the way it works. If you think you bought something because you thought you needed it, look around. Look around at the stuff in your room. Look around at the stuff in your house. Do you need everything? Is it absolutely necessary that you needed all those things? No. Somebody sold it to you. And I'll bet, and you think you bought your last car if you went through a dealership or a used car salesman, you think you bought that car? Did you go to like two or three other places and you ended up at one place, or you thought you were going to go to 3 or 4 and you stayed at the first place? They sold you that car. Okay? 75 to 80% of the time, you're sold that car. You're sold the deal. You have to know you're being sold. Okay, so anyway. Also, I like Jacob's idea. It's good stuff, but I think something like this has been implemented. It's called democracy, right? Democracy. So I love it, Jacob. It's awesome stuff. But it's when you find a candidate, and what used to happen is pretty much what he's saying. They found somebody, he or she is really awesome, and they do everything you do, and they like everything you like, and they want things to happen for everybody, and they care about the people, and they go, hey, Bill, run for office, man. You'd be awesome. You know what, bro? I think I'll do that. You know? And then they get into office and things kind of change. The ego starts hitting them. The money starts to get shown to them. They get a little intimidation. They start to feel the power. You know? And they get co-opted and they get corrupted quick. There's a lot of people in offices right now. I would say the majority of people in the city, county, state, federal level, the majority of them had a great idea. They were really trying to help. Their goal was to do what's best for their community and their people. But in some way, shape, or form, they were taunted or moved or manipulated or sold. It happens all the time. It's everywhere. We have to eliminate that process. Get money completely out of politics. These people should be employees like fucking the DMV are employees. But hopefully they won't take as long to do shit. And the biggest thing I said tonight, which I think everybody should take into account. When is the last time a Green Party member fucked over the nation? When's the last time a Green Party person screwed everybody? Or a state? Or a county? When is the last time a Green Party candidate or somebody already sitting in some office out there did something so bad and corrupt and so terrible? I'm sure there's little mistakes here and there, but when it comes to federally, never. So why not fucking try it? Why not give it that shot? What do you have to lose? What does the Green Party have to lose? Okay? They've been thinking the same way we are all thinking now since 1984. But the problem is people are just catching up. Maybe they have a lot of words in novels and they've used too many fucking abbreviations and shit and all this other crap. They need to simplify. Keep it simple, stupid. Really simple. It's called the KISS method. Just keep it simple. But the biggest question is when is the last time the Green Party has screwed you over? The answer is zero. Zero. So give them a shot. Okay? Let's see what they can do. Because I will tell you right now, I would say at least 99.9% of them are committed to taking care of them. Yeah, there may be a time where they might, who knows. But let's give it a shot. Give it a try. If you want something done, you want to get the two-party oligarchy, or these two monolithic fucking monsters out there, to at least look at you, to at least pay attention. And if they start to see, okay, Jacob, I like our ideas, everybody's got ideas, but if you can try to get them to at least pay attention, because they don't care what you say, they don't care what you protest, you can pussy hat fucking 24/7, 365. It doesn't fucking bother them, okay? It doesn't bother any of them, okay? You can do your pussy hat rallies all day long, and yeah, that's important. But if you want real change to somebody that's committed to it for a long time, for decades now, go to Green. They haven't fucked anybody over. When's the last time a Green Party member, candidate, okay, politician has screwed over you? Never. Okay? Think about that. That's probably the biggest question you need to ask yourself. So why don't we help boost these people and get them in office? Give them $1, give them $2, whatever you can. Help them help you. Help me help you. Help me help you. It's that simple. Okay? Try it. Or you can keep going in the same fucking direction you're going now. Why don't you do that? Why don't you keep voting Dumbocrat and you keep voting Republican and see how the world turns out for you? See how that big pharma starts working for you. See how big coal, big nuclear, big fracking, right? And big banks and Wall Street and everything. See how they start making your life better. No, they're not. So just keep going in that direction. But you know what? I think I've got a better, more ethical way to go with this. I'm going to go Green. You know, these people are serious. They care. They truly, in their core, give a shit. Yeah, they're not perfect, but what's out there now? Right? What is out there now? Anyway, thank you all for coming on tonight. I really, truly appreciate everybody coming on. Oh, it's already 12. Jeez, I gotta go to sleep. Okay, I shouldn't even be up this late. But aloha. And yes, Ben Swan rocks. Everybody else is doing great. Good job, Lee Camp. And Susie Dawson. You are the fucking bomb, girl. It's great job with that. Yeah, that should be, Julian Assange is going to be a movie, right? You guys, everybody knows this, right? I mean, and who's going to do it? Who did the Kennedy one? Anyway, that's going to happen. Aloha, guys. Take care. Love y'all. You're fantastico. Aloha.